killers on the road. So now the question is simple. Is home ice advantage actually overrated? If the Avs are this good anywhere, maybe the playoffs come down to the team not in the building.
Yeah, you always want to have home ice, especially in a Game 7. I think it matters the most. But are the Avs even a better bet on the road? They have more road wins this season than they have at home. They have the best road record in the NHL. They're currently tied for the most road wins in a season, franchise best, with 26. And they're currently on a 5-game road win streak, and they're 11-1 in their last 12 road games. So how big a deal is it that they just wrapped up home ice?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The cost of living isn't just high, it's exhausting. If you've been leaning on credit cards lately just to cover the basics like groceries, gas, and utility bills, you're essentially paying a survival tax of 20% interest or more. Why keep handing your hard-earned paycheck to the big banks when you could keep it for your family? My friends at American Financing have a better way. They're helping homeowners tap into their equity to pay off high-interest debt with mortgage rates currently in the 5s. On average, American Financing is saving their customers $800 a month. That's nearly $10,000 a year back in your pocket. It's not just a loan, it's a total financial reset. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. Here's the kicker. Start today and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Takeback Day, Saturday, April 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
I lost 60 pounds with Soda weight loss a few years ago, and it changed my life. I look and feel 10 years younger. I'm moving better. I got my confidence back. You want your confidence back? Go to the website, sodadietandnutrition.com, or call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. And Soda weight loss is incredible because it's knowing how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. It's working with a real nutritionist. It's having a plan in place to lose the weight naturally and change your life. Online, sodadietandnutrition.com. Or 1-866-800-SODA. Soda weight loss is state-of-the-art.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Friday, April 10th, and it is no ordinary Friday. What up, Phil?
Woo! It's definitely not an ordinary Friday because, Z, I'm with you. Anytime I'm with you, I go home, I get to have my fun, but when I'm with you, it's never ordinary. We're always having fun. We're extraordinary, right?
I love it. Yes, we are extraordinary.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. You want to know, I literally just got a text message from someone I hadn't heard from in years.
Message.
All right. In 3 years, I'm looking back at the stamp.
All right.
Last time we texted was 3 years ago. My friend, he is the guy who sold us our house. He and his family, the way that we ended up getting into our house, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but it was super organic, off the market, word of mouth, like super old school.
Okay.
It was during COVID.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. We were, and people who've been listening to me for years on the station remember what we were going through. Dude, we were putting 50, 60K over these offers. It was just psychotic buying a house during COVID, which you had 15 minutes, by the way, to look at the house that you're making like a $500,000
Yeah, that's
decision.
insane. That is insane.
15 minutes to check the house out. So we ended up buying. But so the family that sold it to us, I hadn't heard from him in 3 years. And he just texted me for the first time. And you know what he said?
He said, "You look good, ZB. That hair flow is looking good."
He didn't say that.
Okay.
But thank you. He said, "I'm a Rockies fan again."
Ooh.
Isn't that interesting?
Rockies fan again.
He said, "I'm a Rockies fan again," with a smiley face. And to like reach out to me after not talking in 3 years, that's what type of day it is in Denver, Colorado. It's a unique day where the Broncos ownership, like saying it out loud is wild. Broncos ownership buying a massive slice of the Colorado Rockies is a story that we did not have on our bingo card.
Z, man, when I found out that news, I was just smiling from ear to ear because all I could think about is like, we're back. Now, I'm not saying that the Rockies are going to be winning here in the next couple days.
Phil, on a day like today, you can say we're back.
Okay.
You can just say
all right, we're back. We are back. We are back. Just because you have someone like Greg Penner. And guys, look what Greg Penner has done with the Denver Broncos in the short time he has been the owner of the Denver Broncos. I mean, a new stadium is coming, a new district, a training facility for the guys are coming. All right, the wins are there. We almost went to a Super Bowl last year. We were a half away from a Super Bowl. We found our franchise quarterback. And now you're telling me that Greg Penner, all right, has 40% of the Rockies and things are going to be the same? They're not going to be the same.
It's not
There's
going to
be
be
a lot of things that are different in a great way. And now we're going to have a bunch of people lining up to go get the Rockies gear. A bunch of people in the next couple of years talking about, hey, can we win a World Series? Can we get to a World Series?
That's right.
This is what it's all about, man. Having great ownership. It starts there.
When you have great ownership and you have great ownership that is wealthy, right? Like a lot of owners, ownership groups or specific owners, they may want to do this, that, and the other thing, but they're not as liquid as someone like Greg and Kerry Penner.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want.
$80 billion.
Like literally. And I'm gonna say the sentence, and our listeners have probably like heard me say it in the past, but it bears repeating on a day like today. The Broncos ownership group is so wealthy that the gap between number 1 and number 2 in the NFL, which is Dave Tepper in Carolina, the gap between number 1 and number 2 is more money than number 2 is actually worth. It's almost impossible to understand. And Greg, the way he goes about it, because knowing Greg the way that I have understood him here in the past couple of years, he probably wouldn't even and doesn't even like me saying that. But
Look at the type of guy he is. Like
correct.
You would think if you talk to Greg with Z, you and I both have talked to Greg multiple times.
Yes.
He has come up to us, shake our hand, had conversations.
Yep.
And he's just a regular guy.
Yep.
Like a regular guy.
That's how he carries himself.
Exactly.
We know he's not a regular guy,
for sure.
but that's how he carries himself.
And he's easy to talk to. He wants to have fun. He's always joking. The time that we were on the field looking at Greg Painter interact with PS2, he was joking around with PS2 about his golf game.
Yep.
And so, like, Greg Painter just wants to be a part of the crew. He just wants to be another bro on the street with everybody, having fun. Just a man who has a lot of money, who's very smart, a great businessman, and now it's going to make the Colorado Rockies moving forward really relevant, right? They're here now, man, and they're here to stay, and I can't wait to see the type of guys they're going to be with the Colorado Rockies moving forward as time goes on.
Yeah, I'm fired up about this. And here's the thing, and I know I just said this to you and Cecil. I was already allowing myself to get excited about all the changes within the organization. And then right out of the gate, the team is competent and competitive, like immediately. And I know they lost last night, but they were both, well, in some moments they were not competent in the field, on defense. We can talk about that when the time comes.
But they had a chance.
They had a chance. Like, dude, this has been a significantly better product, and that's without knowledge that they've been negotiating this deal that got announced today for 11 months. This has been one of the best kept secrets in Denver sports. I got to be honest with you.
Yes, no leakage, and usually, Z, you're on it. Usually you have all the, where all the bodies are buried. Usually.
I don't know about that.
And on this one you didn't, or maybe you did, and you just didn't want to tell me. But the Rockies, the Denver Broncos, you have Greg Penner, Dick Monfort coming together, finding a way to kind of coexist together and get the Rockies back on track. I mean, this is what it's all about, man. This is not about Dick Monfort. This is not about Greg Penner. This is about, all right, the fan base here, being able to have something to latch onto,
yes.
to have hope.
Yes.
All right, you're going to have a district, and you have a stadium with the Denver Broncos, and now for the Rockies, what does that look like?
Come on.
What does that look like?
Well, I'll tell you what, the setup down there is already fantastic. Like, Lodo obviously has changed so much in the time since the Rockies have moved in, and everything's kind of been redeveloped. But even being back down there last Friday for opening day and taking the day off and just walking around that area, it is so fun, especially when the ballpark is buzzing. Now, the ballpark is going to buzz every single opening day.
We know that.
But I was fortunate enough to be down there all the time in 2017, in 2018. Like, it was unique, it was special, and it's been gone since then, really. The expectations were sky high in 2019, and they were the most disappointing team in the entire sport, and they've never picked themselves back up off the mat since then. And that's so disappointing. And here they are, dusting themselves off, changing everything, and now you have the backing of the Penners?
The big, bad Penners.
I mean, goodness gracious.
40%.
40%.
What do you think of that? 40%.
I think it's a massive number. Like,
how does that even come about? Like, hey, I just want 40%. Like, it's just interesting. It's like not 50, not half and half. Like, I'm just going to take 40% off your hands.
Well, I'm sure they don't want to do halvesies. I mean, that's half is half. Typically, it's not going to work like that. Typically, if you are going to go all the way up, it's like 49%.
Yeah.
Or you get to 51%. But like 40, if you told me last night, you say, hey, there's going to be a story of Broncos are going to get involved in the minority stake of the Colorado Rockies. First, I would have tried to smell your breath and say, like, what are you sipping on? Secondly,
holler at me when you're sober.
Secondly, I would say, I don't know if they're getting involved. Maybe, I don't know. Is it 8%, 13%, something like that? 40% is a massive chunk of what the whole thing is worth. I mean, think about if it was like a pizza. That's why I corrected myself that they bought a slice. 40% is not a slice. 40% is almost half of that pizza. And so I don't know. Like, what does this actually look like? Now I want to go over the details of the actual piece.
See, we got all day, baby.
We do have all day. Patrick Saunders was on this story. And by the way, Patrick will join us at 4:30. So
like me some Patrick, man.
He's the man. So the guy who broke the story and has the most institutional knowledge from covering the team, and who also has the depth of knowledge to talk about this at the highest level, he'll be with us at 4:30. You're not going to want to miss that. But I do want to comb through. So we know, yes, 40% is now the Penners. But let's go through the actual details of the article from the Denver Post from Patrick Saunders and get all the way up to speed from a detail standpoint, and we'll do that coming up next.
Remember when half the city was ready to ship Cam Johnson to the moon because he started slow? Yeah, not Zach By. Zach said chill. Maybe let the guy play basketball first. And now Cam's cooking. And all those early overreactions? Aging like milk. Zach didn't just stay patient. He stayed correct.
Where are the people? Where are the people?
Man, why are you looking at me?
I'll turn my head.
Why are you looking at me?
Where are the people that wanted to run Cam Johnson out of this town 2 months into the season? And OYZB. Like an owl.
Why are you talking to third person?
Hey, I told everyone to relax, did I not? I said we got a sample size of a career here.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic talking to the fellas. If you've been wandering around the house lately wondering why you're tired, foggy, unmotivated, and somehow gaining weight, even though your diet's not that bad, all right, you might be dealing with low T. A lot of guys just blame it on getting older, but let's be honest, you shouldn't feel like you need a nap after tying your damn shoes. And if your workouts feel more like warm-ups, your sleep is trash, all right, maybe your sex drive's gone missing, it might be time to get checked. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they use advanced medical strategies, TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help you get your energy back, improve sleep, boost your workouts, shed pounds, all right? Your appointment is only $99. That includes a medical consult, plus a T and PSA test. And if you start treatment that day, your visit's free. They have 5 locations to serve you in Colorado. They've been here for nearly a decade. So call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Max HELOC can lower your bill significantly. Borrow $250,000 and have a payment option as low as $495 a month. We make it easy to save. Call now for a no-risk, no-obligation quote. U.S. Mortgages 303 low rate.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Are you looking to find more fairways, hit more greens, and lower your scores? Then it's time for a custom fitting from a Shields certified master fitter. Learning from the world's top fitters at Titleist Performance Institute, Callaway Performance Center, and the Ping Proving Grounds, we have the tools and expertise to match the right clubs to your swing for a more consistent game. Elevate your play today. Visit shields.com/expert fitting to schedule your session.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs change, kids grow, new memes will come out. But what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and a price that didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most. That finds and fixes any issue before you even notice them. It's like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. You get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices and no battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, your devices will be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings. So even though your kids will grow up, your internet is going to stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. Plus, get online in minutes with the same-day Wi-Fi. All with Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price, unlock the possibilities.
Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
After a devastating car crash, a lot of people think they can't afford a lawyer. They're already stressed, hurting, or maybe out of work. And the last thing they need is a big retainer fee to get help. But here's the truth. At Berg Simpson Law Firm, you only pay us if we win your case. That means there's no down payment and no upfront costs to get the help you need right now. Give Berg Simpson a call and we'll be with you every step of the way.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Feel the difference new windows make, especially with 0% financing for 12 months. If something isn't built tough, it won't last. Same thing with your home. That's why Colorado homeowners trust Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. Since 1973, they've been helping families upgrade their homes with Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows, built strong for Colorado's extreme weather. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit them at windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
Tired of or fearful of hearing no? Let us say yes. We can help you get your loan approved with our expanded guidelines, less than perfect credit okay, high debt to income ratios, and more. Call U.S. Mortgages at 303-LOW rate.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Spring is the perfect time to get your AC tune-up before the heat arrives. 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning offers tune-ups, repairs, and replacements 24/7. Book at onehouraircolorado.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces St. John's with pregame starting at 11:30 on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU football spring games starting at noon. And on the Fan, DU hockey skates with Wisconsin in the national championship with pregame starting at 3. Then Sunday on the Fan, baseball action continues as Cleveland faces Atlanta.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, I want to dive into this article from the Denver Post.
Head first, man.
Head first. Just so we're just all on the same page on all this stuff here. All right, and we got nothing but time to talk about it. So Patrick Saunders had the story, and he said the Penner Sports Group, which owns a controlling interest in the Denver Broncos, has joined the Rockies ownership group in a move that will have a major impact on Colorado's Major League Baseball franchise. Penner Sports Group, the family entity of Greg and Carrie Walton Penner that holds a large stake in the Broncos, now becomes the largest minority partner of the Rockies. Sources told the Denver Post that the Penners are purchasing a 40% share of the Rockies. The Penners will have no day-to-day involvement running the Rockies, a source said. I want to stop right there.
Yeah.
No day-to-day involvement. Do you think that will change over time?
It definitely will. That's exactly what happened with the Denver Broncos, right? Greg Penner, like, although he was more involved, it was his true baby. I think he took a step back and kind of evaluated what was going on before taking a step in the direction he wanted to and started to say, hey, this is what I want done. I think for Greg Penner, he wants to kind of see, check the landscape out, see what's going on with it, start to dive head first like we are with this article and see what he can do to make this organization better. So I think he's going to stay out of it for a little while. Talk to some smart people, talk to the Montforts, and then go from there. And as he gets more comfortable, him and his wife get more comfortable, and they start to go and they really start to understand the history of the Colorado Rockies, then I think they'll have more of a presence. See, that's my take. What are you thinking?
This is exactly what I would expect for a day like today, that, hey, no day-to-day involvement. I also don't believe that with 40%, even in a year or two, Greg Penner's going to try to throw his weight around. You are still, at the end of the day, a minority stakeholder, all right? So your voice does not carry the way that Dick Montfort's is going to still. And again, we don't know if Dick Montfort's voice is going to be carrying at all because he has completely stepped back. So, yes, the Penners will have no day-to-day involvement, But Dick Monfort is not involved in the day-to-day anymore. This is Walker's show. Now, at the very top of the organization, he is going to sign off on major financial decisions. But I would imagine over time that Greg Penner would be involved in those decisions as well.
You would think. I mean, that's a lot of money. 40%? That's a lot of Greg Penner's money that's put into this organization.
You know how much it is? I did the math here. Well, you know what? Let's keep going with the article.
Please do. And I know you know what the math is. That's what you do best, man. You have the money all down.
Well, so let me keep reading here. When we get to it, I'll tell you what I calculated.
Okay.
So the Penners said in a prepared statement, quote, "We are excited to expand our commitment to the Denver sports community through a minority partnership with the Colorado Rockies. This investment from Penner Sports Group reflects our deep appreciation for what the Rockies mean to this region, the passion of their fans, and our confidence in the future of the franchise," end quote. According to Forbes, the Rockies are valued at $1.68 billion, ranking 25th among Major League Baseball's 30 teams. The Penner Sports Group's investment has been formally approved by Major League Baseball. I want to take a quick time out here. So, again, going back to like best kept secret, this is the Rockies organization, the Broncos organization, Major League Baseball, lawyers. This thing was buttoned up tight. And when you have business people like Greg Penner, you are not going to go into a business arrangement with people, whether it's a lawyer, whether it's a insurance firm, like any of this stuff. If you believe there's loose lips, you have to be in a very deep, trusting relationship to move forward in a financial decision this large with someone like Greg Penner. And so I love that this thing stayed a secret, because when things stay secret, I'm just going to, I'll go in the Wayback Machine. When you were playing for the Broncos, there was stuff flying in and out of that building from an information standpoint.
Oh, you opened that door, all right, to the building, things were just flying out.
Yes.
Right, there's just everybody had an open mouth.
Yes.
Everybody was willing to talk. You want to know why? Because there was nobody in the building to stop them. Nobody in the building to hold anybody accountable, to scare somebody to say, hey, you know who's up there? If this gets out, it's all our asses. There was nobody in the building. It was crickets.
Yes. So it's a completely different setup here. Based on my rough math, okay, and this is approximate, so don't hold me to the penny, okay? But if the Rockies are valued at $1.68 billion, all right, which ranks 25th, and the Penners are buying 40% of a stake, you're talking about an investment that is roughly between $670 and $680 million. This is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I know the Penners are worth a lot of money.
$80 billion.
$80 billion.
Pocket watching.
But even if you're worth $80 billion, right? $680 million is still a lot of money. Like, I think sometimes in our head we think that, oh, $600 million to someone who's worth $80 billion, that's pocket change. No. I told you that I talked to someone that was involved with the construction of the practice facility.
Yeah.
And staying on budget was amongst the most important things that was their focus, was staying on budget. So just because you have it doesn't mean you have it hanging out of your pockets willy-nilly.
So tell me this then, Zach. How long do you think they're going to stay out of not having any type of say, though? $700 million, and you're just going to be quiet and stand on the sideline and smile? That doesn't sound like Greg Penner at all.
For right now, and I think for the next couple years, it will be sort of in that role, and then I think it may evolve into something else. And really, I think, major question is like, is this truly? I'm going to save the question. Question. Let's keep getting all the info. Yep.
Gather all the information.
Let's do all the information, and then I have a follow-up question.
Let's go offense.
Back to the Denver Post article from Patrick Saunders. The Penners investment will help the Rockies become a bigger player in baseball's current uneven financial landscape, in which big market teams like the Dodgers and Yankees outspend mid-market teams like the Rockies. According to the Rockies, the Penners investment allows the franchise to retire all outstanding debt and provides additional capital for the team. Dick Monfort will continue in his role as chairman and CEO. Charlie Monfort will remain as owner/general partner. That's Dick's brother. And Walker Monfort, Dick's son, will remain as the club's president, running day-to-day operations. There is a statement from Dick Monfort who says, quote, "Speaking personally on behalf of Charlie and our family, our other partners, and the organization, we're excited to welcome Greg and Carrie Penner into the Rockies ownership group. I've had the pleasure to build strong relationships with Greg and Carrie over the past few years. For many reasons, including their recent success with the Broncos, we know we are gaining much more than just financial support in this partnership with the Penner Sports Group." Let's put a pin in that.
All right, we got 2 pins already.
2 pins. Moving forward here, Greg and Carrie have proven that they share the same passion for our region and a strong commitment to compete at the highest level. We are thrilled to add them to the Colorado Rockies ownership group as we best position this franchise for long-term sustained success.
There we go.
End quote. More from the Denver Post. Negotiations between the Monforts and Penner have been ongoing for months, sources told the Post. The Walton Penner family ownership group, led by Greg Penner, Carrie Walton Penner, and Rob Walton, purchased the Broncos for $4.56 billion in August 2022. The Broncos are in the early in the process, but knee deep in the way to building a new stadium and entertainment complex at Burnham Yard. So here's a quote from Penner. He said, quote, "Our families had such positive experience with the Broncos, reinforcing our interest in partnering with another team in this dynamic sports market. We've enjoyed getting to know the Monforts and are grateful to join Dick and Charlie in the Rockies ownership group along with the other partners. While our focus remains firmly on the Broncos, we look forward to being supportive, long-term partners of the Rockies and Major League Baseball," end quote. Follow-up questions on this story are coming up next.
An anonymous NFL executive threw a little shade at Jalen Waddle, questioning his toughness, wondering if he can handle the grind when things get physical. And if you're the Broncos, do you have to ask yourself, is that a real red flag or just smoke from someone trying to stir the pot? Because talent isn't the question, but durability and edge could be.
A unnamed executive, the old anonymous NFL executive, said this about Jalen Waddle, quote, "Take your shot, but you better know some of the flaws. Availability is a concern, and he doesn't exactly exude toughness. Maybe your culture changes that. He opens things up, and he's in his prime."
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers, 6412 South Parker Road in Aurora. Friday, April 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to Friday's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line.
IRS notices piling up already this year? Now's the best time to take control before penalties snowball. Advanced Tax Solutions has helped thousands resolve IRS problems fast. Get ahead of an IRS problem by talking to the team I trust at Advanced Tax Solutions now.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in? Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Abel to the table.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Have you heard of something called WUI compliance or Wildland Urban Interface? It's a new statewide standard in Colorado. Starting this year, every home will be assigned a fire risk category. Some building departments will begin enforcing WUI rules, so your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project may come with new requirements. Call 5280 Exteriors today, and they'll walk you through the updates, help you stay compliant, and find out what zone you're in. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Free barbecue? Yep, absolutely free barbecue. Hey, everybody, Dan Jacobs, the barbecue lawyer at 303 Law 4040. It's 2026, and we are taking our free meal program to the next level, and I want you to help spread the word with me if you can. I got a brand new smoker, and this thing's a beast. It's over 6 feet tall, so we can cook that 1,000 pounds of free barbecue each and every month. Here's what you do. It's Eastern Hills Community Church, 4 to 6 p.m. every first and third Thursday. I'm smoking up delicious pulled pork or my addictive copycat Chipotle recipe, and we're serving it up for free. You just get in line, you pop the trunk, we put free groceries in your trunk, and then we ask you how many meals you need for the night. It's that simple, no questions asked. It's at Smoky Hill and Arapahoe Road every first and third Thursday, 4 to 6 p.m. Help us spread the word, and if you have any questions, you can always call me. The barbecue lawyer's number is 303 Law 4040.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
We do, and you will too when you see Takori. Handcrafted in California, Takori rings have design details you won't find in any other diamond engagement ring.
Including Takori's perfectly engineered crown and windows of light created by Takori's iconic crescent design.
It's the Takori touch, and you'll find it at Williams Jewelers, Colorado's only Platinum Takori store. I'm Steve Williams.
I'm Shayna Williams.
And I'm Bruce Williams. You'll find your Takori jewelry at Williams Jewelers, along with one of the largest selections of certified loose diamonds in the state at the guaranteed best price.
So come, fall in love with the Takori ring she's always dreamed of.
Takori at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood and Williams Jewelers of Cherry Creek North,
where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is icing. ICING. Text icing to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's icing to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, some follow-up questions on the article from the Denver Post.
A lot of questions.
Man, what a story this is.
This is fun.
It really is.
Anything is possible, right?
It sort of feels like that could be the case. Could be. We get the news today that the Broncos ownership group. Well, I should separate it. It's not the Broncos ownership group, which is, Condoleezza Rice is involved, Robson Walton. This is not what that is. This is the Penner Sports Group. So this is Greg and Kerry specifically, and from what we understand, it's just them. Okay. By the way, there was one finishing line from this article from the Post that I didn't read that reads like this from Patrick Saunders. Dick and Charlie Monfort became the Rockies' majority owners in 2005. 2005. So although the Rockies came here in 93, Dick and Charlie never became full majority owners. So kind of like this situation here. They started off with having a percent of the team that was not, 51%, and eventually kept on buying their way to get to the majority ownership. And that happened in 2005. So just over, 20 years ago or so. Okay, so then it says Forbes first valued the Rockies in 1998, just 5 years after their inception, at $303 million. Since then, the club has appreciated by more than 450%.
Dang. Let me own the team.
400. I hope we all can find an investment one day that appreciates at 450%.
Well, we're going to have to buy the Colorado Rockies. Something like that.
And I'll say this too, is that, and I mentioned this to you, I don't know if it was a month ago or 3 weeks ago or whatever, that Dick Monfort bought in on the Rockies and kept on buying percentages to get him to the majority stakeholder in 2005 at the perfect time. Because had Dick come along just, 15 years later, these valuations on these major league franchises, they ballooned into the 2010s. They ballooned. And so the fact that he was able to get involved at a unique time period where they were still as affordable as they were in 1993, then all the way up through 2005, he would have been priced out. Because in terms of wealth of Major League Baseball owners, Dick Monfort is one of the least wealthiest.
Yeah.
Now, he's still worth about $1 billion, but amongst the landscape of people in his position, he is among the least wealthy, which leads me to my question with this.
What's the question?
40% is a massive amount, right?
Lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Did Dick Monfort do this because he wanted to, or did he do this because he felt like he had to?
When you say it like that, why? Why do you feel, when you ask that question, why do you feel like he had to? Because you're not going to ask this. You're not asking this question if you don't think something might be up with it. Because I think if you're asking me the question, which you are, Monfort doesn't want to sell any of this. He wants it to be in the family. Why would you give somebody 40% of this? Why? I wouldn't. If I own, let's just say a house. If I owned a house, and you came along and you say, "Hey, Phil, I want 40% of this house, man. Would you give it to me?" I would say no. I want this house.
Yes.
I don't want to share it with you.
Yes.
Unless I need to.
Unless you need to.
Unless I'm hurting.
And then you may need to rent out a room for me to live in.
Yes.
That my name's still going to be on it. I'm still the owner, but you have partial ownership. Your name is with me on it now. And I know houses don't work like this, but you could just actually use the Denver Broncos. Say someone came along, another billionaire came along to Greg Penner and said, "Hey, I'll give you X amount of money for 40% of the Denver Broncos." The answer would be no. The answer would be no because I don't need you.
Exactly.
I already have enough. I don't need you
have
to
all the money in the world.
Shoulder this burden with me. So your services aren't needed. In this situation, COVID impacted the Rockies badly. It impacted the Rockies badly. And according to Forbes, because I did some digging on this, the 2021 season for the Rockies was they were bleeding money. And they had an upswing in 2022 from an operating income standpoint. And for 3 straight years in 2023, 2024, and 2025, according to Forbes, which this is what they do, from an operating income standpoint, they were in the negative. And so I think they did this out of necessity.
So you think they had to ask or go to Greg Penner or accept what Greg Penner was willing, and Kerry as well. I got to say both of them because both of them own it.
Yeah.
And pretty much say, "Uncle, we're going to have to do this because we need your money."
Yeah, that is, I'm speculating.
Speculating, yeah.
But through the course of history and just humans and transactions like this, you typically do not sell 40% of your franchise unless you feel like you have to. From a standpoint, and it might be from a standpoint of we want to do these other stuff, and to do it comfortably, we need some financing. And so that's a guess, but it's more of a hypothesis, and that's an educated guess.
All right, so if you're speculating, if you think that is the case, then who do you think went and asked? Was this Greg Penner saying, "I want to help you out, I'm interested in this"? Or was this Dick Monfort crawling to Greg Penner saying, "Man, I need you. I need your help. We're bleeding"?
It's a good question. We'll try to answer that. Plus, there's another factor that could have potentially opened the door for this to happen today. And we'll get to it all next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Ent is becoming Wings. It's a big change. But we're not changing the way we show up for our communities, or our personal service, or the people who provide it. We're not changing locations. We're not even replacing the coffee machine. But we are changing our name. We'll probably even get some new pens. It'll be a big day for pen people. Ent Credit Union, insured by NCUA.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces St. John's with pregame starting at 11:30 on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU football spring games starting at noon. And on The Fan, DU hockey skates with Wisconsin in the national championship with pregame starting at 3. Then Sunday on The Fan, baseball action continues as Cleveland faces Atlanta.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you on a Friday, where we got the ultimate curveball, finding out this morning that the Denver Broncos owners, for all intents and purposes, I know there's other people in the ownership group, but Greg Penner's running the Broncos.
Yeah.
Okay? And he and his wife are getting in on the Rockies, the largest minority stakeholder at 40%.
Not 10%, not 12%, not 20%. But 40% of the Colorado Rockies belong to Greg Penner and Kerry Penner.
So it's very exciting. There's a bunch of follow-up questions. I would, at a certain point in time, like to get our listeners involved on the RamosLaw.com text line. But there's so much there, and we covered a lot of ground in that first hour. All right, we read straight from the article from Patrick Saunders, who had the story. Patrick will join us.
Great reading, by the way. I can tell you've been reading, Z. You're just smooth as can be, so I love that.
It's just slowing down. Just slow down.
Slow down, I got you.
It's when I start reading fast, start stumbling over myself. So we were just having the conversation. Okay, this is atypical for someone who's in a position of strength.
Yeah.
To sell 40% of your franchise. That, for me, smacks of, we did this because we felt like we needed to, not because we had to.
We have no choice.
And COVID, I mentioned before we went to break, was very, very, very impactful for the Rockies organization. And they rely heavily on their game day revenue. And they also rely very heavily, they used to, on something else here that we need to talk about. But you asked the question going into the last break, who came to who?
Yeah, who approached who? Was it Dick Montfort that knocked on the door late at night, said, hey, Greg, I need to talk to you, man. I need your help. I'm struggling. We're struggling. Our organization's struggling. I'm willing to give you a share here, or 40% of it, so that you can help me out. Or was it Greg Penner saying, you know what? I'm interested in what's going on with the Colorado Rockies. I have a vision for them. And let me see if Dick Montfort would let me into those doors so that I can help the Colorado Rockies get to where we all as fans want to be, the World Series.
Sure. Let's start with winning the division.
Let's start with that.
Which has never happened.
I always, jump the gun, man. I'm ready to go. World Series, baby.
Oh, my God. I can dream. So, I don't know. I don't know who came to who. And it's impossible to know. And I doubt that they'll ever tell us. Maybe behind closed doors, I'm sure they'll share it.
Mm-hmm.
But we gather from this, and plus stuff that you already know and you already sort of hear, that there's a relationship here. There's a relationship here. And the Penners came into the fold here in Denver. One, they've already had connections to Denver and Colorado for a couple decades.
Yeah.
And so, but entrenching themselves in Denver sports, like you say, the NFL, it's a small world once you're actually in it, right?
It is, man. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody talks to everybody.
Yep. I would say that also about Denver sports media, right? Like these people work over here, and they're all different forms, and this is more radio, and this is print, and this is digital, and there's several radio stations, several print, all this stuff. But it's a pretty small community, right? That's why you don't act like a jerk. You never know.
Don't burn bridges.
Exactly. So now I think cut that in like tenths for people of this level of wealth who live in one city. And I'm not saying they're all hanging out, but like they know each other. And then the statement comes out that there's relationships here. So at a certain point in time, someone, I would venture to say, okay, here's what I would speculate. Greg Penner did not bring up, hey, I want to buy 40% of your stuff. That comes from Dick Monfort because he needs it. If you accept the premise that someone would not sell 40% of their stake if they were in a position of strength, you're likely in a position of weakness.
Yeah.
That is typically, if you accept that is typically the party that will come forward because they need the help. Greg Penner is not doing an audit on the Rockies. Like, he's being told where they're at by he or maybe his right-hand man or his lawyers or his friend or whatever, that, hey, like, there's a, we could use someone like you.
And also, like, if Greg Penner sat there and said, hey, like, I want to be in on this, let me get 40% of it. I feel like if Dick Mumford didn't want to do it or didn't ask him, he would feel insulted.
Totally.
Saying, like, you want me to give you what?
Right.
You want me to give you 40% of what I earned and, like, what is in my family? So I'm thinking, like, Dick Mumford had to approach, like you got to say, and said, hey, man, like, I need your help. And maybe it wasn't like that. Maybe they just had their conversation. They were sitting there, and maybe Dick Mumford said, hey, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
Could you help me with this? Can we build something together?
Right.
There's ways to talk and communicate where it's respectful, where it doesn't seem like someone like Greg Penner says, let me take this off your hands because you're not doing a good job with it.
No, that would be insulting. And that's just from what we know of Greg Penner, that's not in his character either. So, yeah. So, okay. I think the other dynamic here, Phil, is what the Rockies no longer have that they had as recent as 5-6 years ago. And I do not think you can emphasize this enough. The television deal. The TV deal.
TV deal.
They no longer have a television deal. They did forever. It was with Root Sports and Diamond Media Group. And when they had that television deal, much like these football conferences, Big Ten, SEC, all the Power 4 conferences, those institutions are getting a check every year from ESPN or what have you, whatever the deal is with. The Rockies were getting a check from their television deal, and then that water got turned off. And it got turned off right around the same time as you were dealing with the impact of COVID. And I think the organization is still feeling the ripple effect. I mean, there were stories that were coming out about the Rockies from The Athletic that during COVID, they were having their baseball people on the baseball side of the operation doing laundry.
Damn.
Like, those were real stories. Analytics people laid off in wholesale fashion.
Yeah.
Like, those were real stories. You do that because you need to, not because you want to. And then so while you're absorbing this massive lack of revenue of people going through your gates because people weren't allowed to go to the games, so that's a huge portion of your revenue. And then your TV deal is going away in the same window of time. Like,
you got to be stressed out if you're Dick Mumford.
Dude.
Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you going to do? How are you guys going to stay afloat when you're not making any type of money, you're in the negative, and you got to still keep people employed? That's insane to think. I couldn't even imagine where to begin with that.
Yes. So I'm going to Google real quick. I'm going to Google real quick because I don't want to misspeak. Okay, I got it. Dude, the Dodgers.
Yes.
Okay?
Everybody loves the Dodgers.
Everybody does not love the Dodgers.
Everybody, tell my father-in-law that. I know he's listening right now.
So the Dodgers, people wonder, yes, they have a very wealthy ownership group. That's a fact. You know what their TV deal is? They did a 25-year TV deal. 25-year contract. You know what it is? Take a guess. I'm putting you on the spot. So don't. Actually, I'm not even going to have you do that. Their 25-year deal. You know what it pays them a year? $334 million.
Good thing you didn't have me answer that. I would have said like $40 million.
Yeah. Dude.
Can you say it again? It's
every year, the Dodgers television deal pays them $334 million. You know what the deal is for 25 years? $8.35 billion.
Damn.
So they have a TV deal. The Yankees have the Yes Network. Like, their TV deals are massive. So, yes, they have wealthy ownership groups, but they're able to operate with this flow of income through their television deals. So you have a mid-market team like the Rockies, whose water gets shut off through COVID.
Yep.
You're one of the least wealthiest owners in the sport, just on face value. And then your TV deal goes away? This is not an accident that this story... The Rockies needed the Penners. And so, here we are.
When's the TV deal coming for the Rockies then?
Dude,
when is that coming?
Their TV deal is being run like by the league. So like when I watch Rockies baseball, you got a different setup at your house. I don't know what you got.
Look at you got. I'm inside the locker room.
you're the cable guy. We're calling you the cable guy.
Schaefer's talking. I know what's going to happen. I'm like, okay, I'm in that locker room.
So, but at my house, I go on my smart TV to the MLB app.
Yeah.
And I pay $100 a year. It's like $99.99 for the year. Okay, it's like 70 cents a game.
Give me a call.
I might eventually. If I want to jump to the dark side, whatever you got going on there. I'm trying to walk the straight and narrow over here.
Come to the dark side. It's okay. It's okay to be in the dark side sometimes.
So like their deal is being run by Major League Baseball. They're not making any money on their TV deal. Like I'd be surprised if they're making $10 million for the year. I'd be very surprised actually. And so this all coming together, like when you really start putting the puzzle pieces on the table of how you get to a point where Broncos ownership are buying 40% of your baseball team, I think there's clues. There's clues.
But then this is my next question is, it's only a matter of time, right? That the Penners are going to be sitting there at 40%. At some point, they're going to want more. And they're saying, look, we're bringing in all this revenue. We're bringing all this money in for you. But we want more in return because we're doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Because that's what it seems like is getting ready to happen. Greg Penner's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting because he has the money. He has the financial bandwidth, yeah, to keep going. And on top of that, he seems like he's like dialed in on wanting to win. So he's going to want everything to be first class, done the right way.
Because his name's on it now.
His name's on it. He's going to want more, Z. So then what then happens?
I don't know. I hope so. I hope he wants more. And I hope, like, what would be healthiest for the Rockies is this is exactly what they need. They're able to reconstruct everything and rebuild up their farm system and get to a place where they're building a sustained winner.
Let's just buy out the Dodgers farm system. Move them over to the Rockies. We're all good.
Isn't that the shame? Because their farm system's great. It's like, yeah.
It's sick.
I would like to think at a certain point in time more is coming. I do not believe that would be probably for years from now. But maybe, like you don't know how people are wired. There was certain members of the Bolin family that wanted to keep the Broncos in their family. There were certain members of the Bolin family that just wanted their peace and go away and live on an island. And so I don't know how Dick Monfort's kids are going to operate. I don't know, like, maybe it's a certain point in time of, like, we've done this for a long time. It's stressful. I'm spread thin. I can walk away with, $800 million or whatever it would be per kid or whatever, however it would shake out. I don't know. But I think that's fair speculation that at a certain point down the road, because if you're Greg Penner, is this just your first step in ultimately? Because like big bank take little bank is a phrase for a reason.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So like, I think
Greg Penner's not just going to do a favor. He's a businessman.
Yeah.
Things have to make sense. Yeah, I'm going to do a favor for you, but it's also going to help me out in return at some point. It may not look like it in the first 5-6 years, but by some point, I want more. I want majority of this because I can do it. I have the money to do it. Here, I'll buy you out if you want. It's going to come down to what does Dick Mumford want? And it seems like he has kind of like stepped back and he's accepting help.
Yeah.
And I wonder if this is going to bleed into like, you know what, we'll give you majority of it.
But here is my other follow-up question.
Uh-oh.
Here's my other follow-up. And Dante, you know what? Don't let me forget the phrase new hires.
New hires.
New hires. Dante, get that thought out of your head while we're here on this topic.
Yeah, I'm curious why the Penners didn't try to go out and buy their own baseball franchise. Why did they feel like they could or needed to only buy 40% of the Rockies? I'm sure there's other franchises that would have been for sale, and that way they do have the control that you guys are talking about.
Well, one, I don't know. I'm going to totally speculate here. One, a team has to be for sale, right? And I suppose you could go to all 32 of them and make an offer.
Yep.
I guess you
try
could
to buy them all.
You can always do that. But I think one would have to be for sale. They're here in Denver because the Broncos were for sale. But secondarily, and I don't know how much this, they're putting an anchor down in Denver. They're putting an anchor down in Denver. And they're building here, and they're part of this community, and they're entrenched here. They're not coming and going out of Centennial every day. They're here. Not to say that they don't go on vacation or whatever, but like they're here full time.
Denver.
So if your sole focus is to be entrenched in this community, it would make sense to try here first instead of go try to put an anchor down and spread your bandwidth. Because they're saying, hey, we're still solely focused on the Broncos. So if that's
right now, as of right now,
and if that's true, and I do believe that's mostly true, do you want to go to a different market and spread your bandwidth? No, because if there's one thing that we've learned about Greg Penner is when he's into something, he's all the way in it.
Yes.
If it's his. And so when this guy's in the draft room, he's never missed a training camp practice. It's been 3 years, training camp, OTAs. Like he's ever present. That's been the word I have described Greg Penner, ever present. He's always around. So if you're entrenched here, it probably, and again, I'm speculating, Dante, but it probably doesn't make a ton of sense to fire an arrow to the West Coast or go to the East Coast or down to Texas. It's like we have an opportunity here. This ball club needs us. This ball club needs us.
Man, Z, it kind of seems like at some point Greg Penner's thinking he's going to take over this whole Rockies organization.
They could. They absolutely could.
I don't think that you would put 40% if you don't think that you're going to take over at some point. It's like, hey, we're going to finish this up with the Denver Broncos. We're going to do the stadium. The facility's almost done. Oh, and we're going to win a Super Bowl. Once I win that Super Bowl, everybody's going to be on board saying, hey, Dick Mumford, that is. You just need to sell it to Greg Penner because he knows what he's doing. He's bringing in a bunch of money, and he has a winning product out there. Give it give the Rockies to Greg Penner. Greg Penner wants it all, man. At some point, Greg Penner is taking it all.
You know what? You don't sound crazy. You don't sound crazy. And maybe this is just the first step. I don't know. And maybe it'll be a decade until another step is taken because this is a huge step. This is not 8%. This is 40%. And my other question was about the new hires. So we now know that this has been negotiated for almost a year. Okay?
Crazy.
I'm just going to ask a couple questions, okay? If you're Greg Penner, would you want to get involved with something that has been as historically dysfunctional as the Rockies have been? Or was your agreement to get involved with something with the promise that there were major changes coming? Like, or if you, so actually let's just stay there for a second. So we know the Rockies have been dysfunctional.
Yeah, for a very long time.
We know they've been financially struggling,
Yep.
and I've cited Forbes on that. There could have been, okay, I have what you need, But I've also done a dive into your organization with some really smart people. I'm in, but you have to be pliable and make some real, meaningful, dramatic changes.
That's the only way you would be in, though, Z. You're giving up a lot of money. You said around, in your math, and I trust your math better than mine, around $600 to $700 million that as of right now that Greg Penner has forked up.
Close to $700 million.
If you're going to give that much money, you're saying, hey, some things are going to change. I want to see certain things change going in the right direction. I think it's a little bit of both, though. I think it's like, hey, I want a little bit more say, and so you're going to change. But also, he took on the Denver Broncos when they were dysfunctional. And maybe in his head, he's like, I like this. I like being under pressure because we know that he likes to do different things. Like Greg Penner's active already in his mind. So like for him, it's like I get a chance to build something here that people are looking down on, and at some point we're going to hit the mountaintop again, and that's exactly what the Denver Broncos have done. And now it's like I did it with the Denver Broncos.
And it's cited in this article.
Exactly.
They said, and they referenced the quick success of the Broncos.
And so in his head, why wouldn't he think he could do it with the Rockies? Everybody's talking bad about the Rockies. And he's sitting here seeing it. He's living it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I can help this team out. And maybe we don't know how well Greg Penner knows baseball. Maybe he knows baseball more than he knows football.
Maybe.
And so now it's like, man, I can change this organization around because I have the money to. I'm looking at the Dodgers and some of these big-name baseball teams that are able to have success. I have what it takes because, one, I'm invested. Two, I have the money to.
Yeah.
And I can turn it around like I'm doing the Denver Broncos. And it's just that confidence.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. It's like, I don't want to get too carried away with this, but
get carried away, man. It's Friday.
If that was the setup, and I believe it's perfectly reasonable that it could have been, and the setup meaning, hey, you guys are in financial straits. I have the financial wherewithal to help you.
Yep.
But I'm not going to do it under the current setup. You guys have to change some stuff. And if you put those two together and then and accept that could be a conversation, and I think it's perfectly reasonable, as I said, and then you have the most dramatic change in the history of the franchise, like ever, times 3, you're kind of already involved with making baseball decisions, despite not having 51%. Even though it's 40%,
yep.
Okay? If you and I are going out to dinner together, right? And you can't afford what you want, and I'm going to pay for 40% of it.
Thank you, Z.
Right? So check this out. Now you get to, you have enough to pay for it. Don't I get a say on what the sides are?
See, and this is why I wouldn't want nobody else to be a part of this.
Right.
If I was Dick Mumford, this is why I wouldn't
if you have
want
a choice,
anybody.
if you have a choice, if you're in a position of strength.
Yes.
But if you're in a position of weakness, and
You
I
have
do,
no choice.
and the meal's $100, and I do need your $40 to pay for it, that steak, I'm like, yeah, okay, you know what? I'm going to get the steak, but you get to pick the two sides.
You have to.
So you're already, even though you're not over 50%, you're already involved in this. Guys, putting this all together, I do not think that the Rockies just underwent the most dramatic change in the history of this organization. It's been around since 1993 and it's been the most insular franchise in all of American sports, full stop. And then they, like, almost like comparatively to the past, go overboard on the change. And then 2 weeks into the season, we find out that Greg Penner has been negotiating this for a year? I don't know.
Dick Mumford needed Greg.
Yes.
And Greg said, I'll take this on if some things change. Now, the changes, I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's with the baseball team specifically. I don't know if it's with, like, the whole organization and what's getting ready to happen when they start building this stadium. Like, there's a lot of stuff we can talk about.
Yeah.
But Greg Penner has his hands in that pot, controlling certain things, and it's only going to get more aggressive as time goes on, when Greg Penner has time to sit down, evaluate the organization, see what it really looks like, starts to add players, and the Rockies start to become better, and at some point, hopefully, really, really good. Man, Greg Penner's changing a lot of stuff, and it's going to be with the Rockies as well.
I believe so, too. I
wonder
believe
if
so,
he'll
too.
give you and I a share.
And that'd be great.
1%, huh?
That'd be great. Who runs... What family runs the Avs? It's the Cronkies.
Cronkies, yeah.
What family runs the Nuggets? It's the Cronkies. Now, there's rules in place that, hey, you can't be a majority owner in both places. Okay,
You
so
can break rules, and there's things around. You can go
well,
around
yeah,
those
like
rules.
Stan runs this team and Josh runs this team. They're different.
There.
Technically, this ownership group of the Penners is a different ownership group than the Walton Penner family ownership group. They're different. And Robson Walton, I believe, technically is at the very top of the Walton Penner family ownership group. Greg is the CEO, runs the team. So it is different. If there are those hurdles and roadblocks in place that prevent you from being a majority, and I don't technically know the exact rules with the NFL and Major League Baseball specifically, but I know that there's like provisions in place that try to prevent that kind of stuff, but the loopholes are as large as a hula hoop.
For sure. And if it's not half or the majority goes to Greg, it's going to be 49-51. It's going up. It's going up.
Oh, how do you guys feel? RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. We'll get to some of your responses coming up next.
Every team's got a tell, and for the Rockies, it's Kyle Freeland. He's the canary in the coal mine. When he's sharp, when he's dealing, when he's got that edge, the Rockies suddenly look alive. But when he's off,
Way out of here!
you feel the whole thing wobble. If Kyle's good, the Rockies are good. It's that simple.
Kyle Freeland is essentially a canary in the coal mine with the Rockies. Like, how are the Rockies doing? That canary's still alive. We're good. We're good enough. You know what I mean? So, yes, I think that Freeland is a bit of the canary in the coal mine there. And when you get quality pitching, hey, this Rocks team can win a little bit more.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250. Say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Max HELOC is a game changer and can lower your bill significantly without affecting your current loan. How much savings depends on your unique situation, but you could borrow $250,000 with a payment option as low as $495 a month. Consolidate your debts and make life a lot easier. We make it easy to save, and you don't need perfect credit either. U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all, 303 low rate.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Sex, intimacy, love. These three things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, it's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Wildland Urban Interface is the new Colorado standard. It could affect your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project. 5280 Exteriors can help you identify your fire risk zone, stay compliant, and protect your home.
Join Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, and Pepsi at King Soopers, 6412 South Parker Road in Aurora. Friday, April 10th from 4 to 6 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to Friday's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. In a world where dealerships come and go, one name has stood the test of time. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet, proudly serving Colorado since 1987 as the longest owned Chevy dealer in the state. From a huge selection of new Chevys to quality pre-owned vehicles, plus a team committed to treating you right, it's no wonder generations of Colorado drivers keep coming back. To see all the specials, visit BozarthAuto.com today. Again, that's BozarthAuto.com. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet. Experience you trust, service you deserve since 1987.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Are you looking for the perfect engagement ring? Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthew's Fine Watches and Jewelry. We have a great selection to choose from. If you're looking for that one-of-a-kind custom ring, our associates will take the time with you to design that ring that she will love, and her friends will go crazy over. At Matthews, when you purchase your ring and Centerstone, you'll receive 20% off your wedding bands. Make the right choice. Come to Matthews and save.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? At Berg Simpson Injury Lawyers, we've helped Coloradans for 50 years, and our results speak for themselves. We have 29 best lawyers in America, 19 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Lowest rate for life. It's our trademarked and most innovative product in the entire mortgage industry. Lock in your savings today, and if rates fall in the future, even as little as 0.5%, we will redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. Always have the best rate and maximize your savings. It's only at U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all. 303 low rate. That's 303 low rate, or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces St. John's with pregame starting at 11:30 on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU football spring games starting at noon. And on The Fan, DU hockey skates with Wisconsin in the national championship with pregame starting at 3. Then Sunday on The Fan, baseball action continues as Cleveland faces Atlanta.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on The Drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it!
There you go.
Gotta hold it on a Friday.
There you go.
All right, so we're continually reacting to this massive piece of news that dropped out of the sky like a pop fly.
Man.
On opening day that almost
Look at
hit me in
you.
the head.
You needed the glove.
I'm 39 years old. I'm not bringing a glove to a baseball
Break
game.
the glove in.
No. The glove has been put away. So I wanted to get some
some listeners involved here. We're going to talk with Mike Kliss here in just a couple minutes, who covered the Rockies forever and has a piece up at 9news.com on this. Couple responses. 5 years, and Greg is the majority owner. The Monforts get a nice chunk of change and keep 10% or so as a legacy and income.
I like it.
I like that.
I like it.
That is, I think, Jughead in Denver. Yeah, like, if they ever do get in a position to sell the majority stake, it doesn't mean they're every penny. Like, they can have passive income for the rest of their life. You get to keep a suite at Coors Field for you and your family for the rest of time. This could absolutely trend in that direction.
I believe, Z, it's going to trend that way at some point. 5 years sounds about right. By 5 years, hopefully you get the farm system going. Hopefully you get a couple guys in the building that you pay some money to that can help turn this organization around. And then Greg Penner's like, hey, look, I've had success with the Denver Broncos. We've won 2 Super Bowls. Now it's time for the Rockies to become relevant. Now it's time for the Rockies to win a World Series. So come on now. I like it.
Vinny says, hey, ZB, I've been a business owner for years. I would not touch that deal unless I had some control over business decisions.
Makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. Someone else didn't put your name on it. Put your name on it. Coming from California. 619 says, that's Rey Mysterio's finisher, by the way.
There we go.
Says, let's go Rockies. I went to the first ever Rockies home game, and this is the most excited I've been for the team outside of Rocktober. Screw the Dodgers. We've got deep pockets too now.
Ooh.
This is so huge and going to be so good. Can't wait to see how these next few years go. You know what I think is interesting?
Take that, Dodgers.
You know,
in my father-in-law that thinks that the Dodgers are just organically winning games, which they are. They got a great farm system.
I was going to say, like, what you get with the Dodgers is deep pockets and bright minds. And those two things fuse together, well, then you get the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And so, but what I think is interesting is, and I'm not saying there's teeth to this, I'm just mentioning it. You know what's supposed to be coming next year in baseball?
The lockout.
A lockout.
Locked out, won't let you in. Those players are not budging either, by the way, guys. They are not budging.
There's speculation that the entire baseball season could be missed. And what could that mean for the Rockies financially? I'm not sure, because you're not paying the players, but you're also not making any money.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this is also like just more of the same thing that we're talking about. Like, it's 40% now, but I know you guys will need more in the future.
But then, Z, on the other side of this, if you're a businessman, and I'm thinking of myself, I don't have $80 billion, but if you're Greg Penner, you know the lockout's coming, and you may lose some money, why do the deal now? Why not wait until the lockout reopens and then say, okay, I want to buy 40% of the Rockies? Why now?
I think because the Monforts needed it right now. And the opportunity presented itself. And you have a really smart businessman striking, while the iron's hot. And, I failed to mention this as well, but I think it's massively important when we were having this conversation a handful of minutes ago. I talked about the Rockies' financial struggles, okay, and COVID hurting the Rockies as much as any team in professional baseball. And then you couple that with the TV deal going under. That was massive. It wasn't a huge TV deal like the Dodgers or the Yankees have, but it was a big deal for their operating income. And I also quoted Forbes that said they've been in the negative operating income in 2023, 2024, and 2025. And so, but I left something out. What was going on in that same window of time that COVID happened, the TV deal goes away, is Dick Monfort was building. The real estate project of McGregor Square was a massive undertaking. So you have this real estate project that you already had in the works, and then a global pandemic hits, and then your TV deal goes away. It's all of this stuff coming together in why you needed 40% of your franchise to be sold to a much bigger, much bigger billionaire.
Damn, man. Pandemic. Then you got the building stuff. You know how that goes with building stuff. Like, you have to always pay more than you want to.
Always.
I mean, TV deal slips through the cracks. Yeah, you need help.
Yeah, it's a lot. All right, next in 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, there was an actual game last night.
There was?
There was.
You sure about that?
and if I thought that we wouldn't be barely talking about it, I'm not sure I would have stayed up till midnight to watch it.
No kidding, man.
The Rocks lose 7-3. Xander Bogaerts walk-off grand slam.
That wasn't your prediction, by the way, was it?
What's that?
That wasn't your prediction.
No.
You thought Padres would win. Was it 7-3?
Oh, dude, I did say 7-3.
You said 7-3.
I'm pretty sure. 7-2 or 7-3.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm blaming your ass. I'm blaming you.
Did I say 7-1, Drew? Okay, I got the 7 right. We'll take it. Here on a Friday.
Drew said, "Hold on now.
Man,
hold on."
It was a gut punch finish. Okay, but there was some really good stuff throughout the game. Very competitive. Again, competent, competitive. Check marks for both. But I think my biggest takeaway is Chase Dollander.
Yes.
Dude, he was so fun to watch. That dude's arm is so live. And he surrendered 1 run on 4 hits in 4 1/3 innings last night. Jimmy Herget opened things up, and then Dollander came in, and he was stable. It was really fun to watch.
2 games already for Dollander where he looks really, really good, very consistent. Can he sustain that? Can he keep going? Those are the questions we're going to be asking ourselves. But so far, so good with Dollander, man. It's fun to watch a young guy go to work saying he's going to be our future.
Yeah.
Those are the flashes that we're looking for, Z. The flashes.
And you're seeing them next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
We'll circle back to this and have a broader conversation, but Avs capturing the President's Trophy for the 4th time in franchise history.
Here we go.
Nathan McKinnon gets to a career-high 52 goals in the most hilarious way possible. If you saw it, then you already know. But holy smokes, the empty netter that Marty Netchus was trying to feed to him, it was super gimmicky. You take it, you don't apologize for 52 goals, but you might apologize for the 52nd goal because it was about as unethical as you'll find. Hilarious. If you didn't see it, go look it up.
What did you say? He needs those points. He needs those goals specifically.
Yeah, Rocket Richard.
So he can win that in the Hart Trophy. So, Netchus doing a favor, just like Nate Dogg has done a favor for Netchus throughout this year of just assisting him, feeding him, doing that as well to help his teammate out. And that's what you do. That's a great teammate right there, man.
And earlier in the night, Cole Caulfield from Montreal scored his 50th. So Nate had just a 1-goal lead for the Rocket Richard, and he gets it with the empty netter. By the way, if you want to see a cool sports moment, seriously, go on YouTube, watch Cole Caulfield score his 50th goal, and the reaction from the Montreal crowd. It was awesome. And I know we pull for the Avs, but just as a sports fan, go on YouTube, watch it. His dad was there, the crowd. It was incredible. All right. Shifting gears here. Mike Kliss covered the Rockies forever. He wrote about this story today, and he'll join us next.
Deion Sanders held another press conference telling everyone the Buffs are going to be improved this year. And hey, confidence is great, swagger is the brand, but at some point the speeches stop mattering and the scoreboard starts talking. Maybe this is the season where it's less about the microphone and more about proving it on the field.
You talk too much, baby.
I'm done with the talk from Deion Sanders.
You talk too much.
I don't need to hear Deion Sanders talk anymore about how great everything's going to be and how great all his coaches are and how great all his players are.
You yak.
You need results, Deion.
You yak too much.
This is the year, or else it's done.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-981-4455. That's 800-981-4455. 800-981-4455.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, advancedhair.com.
Saturday.
It's time!
Two electric title fights, one night only. Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Ulberg.
UFC gold will hang in the balance.
And Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira.
This is an unbelievable card.
Stream every fight free with your Paramount Plus subscription. No more pay-per-view. UFC 327, Saturday at 9. Streaming on Paramount Plus.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're going to do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts, and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Brandon Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
What's up, cousin?
I want a new phone. Have you seen any good deals?
Everyone has free phones, but when I switched to T-Mobile, I got more value and so much more.
Like streaming included.
And travel benefits.
And the best part? The price of your talk, text, and data is guaranteed for 5 years. Get more benefits and more value. At T-Mobile, families save and get a 5-year price guarantee. Switch now at T-Mobile.com. Qualifying plan requires price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
Most financial advisors only manage your money. They refer you out for taxes. They refer you out for estate planning. They refer you out when things get complicated. Did they really vet that person? Or did they meet once, exchange business cards, and call it a partnership? A referral isn't accountability. It's a handoff. When your investments, taxes, and estate plan are built separately, gaps happen, and those can cost money. At Trajan, we didn't build a referral network. We built a family office for all. Wealth, tax, estate. One team delivering coordinated planning, once reserved for the ultra-wealthy. If you want real coordination and not just introductions, call Trajan Wealth today. Call Trajan today at 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
The Colorado Auto Show is driving fun.
New cars, classics, exotics, overlanding vehicles, and test drives.
All in one place.
It's Friday through Sunday, Colorado Convention Center.
ColoradoAutoShow.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is boards. BOARDS. Text boards to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's boards to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Denver Sports 1.
And a bit of a pivot, and maybe we'll have time to get a Broncos question in, but there's a far bigger story, despite being 13 days away, 12 days away, 13 days away from the NFL draft. This story, Mike, I know you covered the Rockies forever. How off guard did this catch you? Were you hearing whispers and you stayed in your lane and stayed quiet? And how big of a deal do you think this story is today?
No, I didn't hear about it. I didn't hear about it until this morning. And I was, I've been around long enough that I'm not surprised by anything, really. But what surprised me a little bit about the Penner's investment is, he's a shrewd. I know Greg Penner more than Kerry, and he's a shrewd businessman who knows the NFL model is a good one with the salary cap and as far as a business model, salary cap and revenue sharing, where a market like Green Bay can compete for Super Bowls, even more so than New York and Los Angeles. That's the beauty. I think it's the beauty of the NFL and Kansas City Chiefs. By and large, Green Bay could never make it in Major League Baseball, and Kansas City Royals. Every now and then, their management pulls the right strings, but they start behind the eight ball every single year too. But there's a labor situation coming up after this season, and Dick Monfort's going to be really involved in that labor negotiations where they do want a stronger salary cap. They do want greater revenue sharing to help the Colorado Rockies. Even with this infusion from the Penners, which is substantial equity infusion, you're talking about the Dodgers having a $420 million payroll, something like that. To the Rockies are a little over 100 and ranking 21st in baseball. So there's too much disparity in baseball. But I also knew that the Penners or Greg Penner and Dick Monfort had struck a relationship the last couple of years. I wrote a story about it at the home opener last year, where they've had breakfast a half a dozen times. They both mutually like each other, and this is a situation where the Denver Post company, Alden, I think, is Alden Capital, wanted out from their minority investment. That kind of got the ball rolling. So the Penners bought out the Denver Post. They bought out a percentage of each of the other partners. There's still 7 or 8 minority partners. There's still the Monforts in the general partnership. And so they bought out some of that. And then the third component of their investment, the Penners, is to wipe away the Rockies' debt. They've had a tough time financially since the collapse of the regional sports network a couple of years ago. It hurt all teams in Major League Baseball, but it hurt the Rockies as much as any. And so that's basically what they did. And the Rockies now, I think financially are strong. They're afloat, and starting in 2027 anyway, I think we'll see how it adds up as far as adding better players.
Mike, and I know you probably don't know this, so I'm going to have you speculate. When it comes to all this, do you believe that Dick Monfort approached Greg Penner about trying to take on more of the heavy lifting? Maybe that's why it's 40% saying, I need your help. Not necessarily hey, I want you to help. I need it because of what's going on. I don't have the money. Do you believe that's what happened here and Dick Monfort approached Greg Penner about this?
Yeah, I don't know about who. I'm sure it was the Monforts bringing it up to Penner, what their situation is. I do want, I know there's, this is good news. This is overall good news.
Definitely.
But from what I understand, I mean, it's still, it is purely minority, no voting power investment that the Penners made. Make no mistake, the Monforts are going to continue to run the team. They're just going to do that with better financial backing. And the Penners are going to concentrate on the Broncos. This is a situation where maybe in 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, Walker Montfort just became president. He's he's a son of Dick, and what is he, 35 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, the plan is for the Montforts to hold on to the Rockies for a long, long time. And so, the Penners, when you get the cash infusion here from the Penners, that's not going to hurt.
No, not at all. And I'm speculating, but I'm not sure that Greg Penner getting involved for the first time, and the negotiation started around a year ago, and the Rockies having the most dramatic overhaul in the history of the franchise. Now, I'm not saying Greg Penner hired Paul DiPodesto or what have you, but I think it's fair to speculate to say, okay, I'm willing to get involved. You guys need this, but maybe under some conditions that will you guys make some changes? Will you guys look outside of the organization? I think that's, again, I think it's a kind of a hypothesis, an educated guess. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think 43 and 119 did that anyway. I'm not sure. I think those might be parallel lanes that you're talking about there. I'm sure Dick Montfort outlined his plan to Greg, and getting DiPodesto on board, who's an elite baseball executive. At least he was when he left the league 10 years ago, and so far so good. What he's done with the Rockies here in his comeback. Josh Burns, another one. That's where it starts. It starts with those two guys.
Sure.
And then Dick bringing in another set of eyes with Walker. A younger-minded, maybe a little more open-minded than his father when it comes to team decisions. But I'm sure Greg Penner was aware of all those decisions as this transaction was going on and getting negotiated. I just think I think the Penners are, they got into the sports business with the Broncos, and it's been nothing but great for them.
Mm-hmm.
Building a stadium and hurrah, the fan base loves them, and their new training center and headquarters, and look at what they're doing for the team. The Broncos turn it around from 5-12 to the Final Four, and probably get to the Super Bowl if their quarterback doesn't get hurt. And Sean Payton kicks the field goal. It's everything's going well, and they're kind of riding the wave. And oh, by the way, the Rockies, the Rockies own the other two teams in town.
That's right.
And the hockey and the basketball teams.
Yep.
So the Penners, who are related by marriage, and the Waltons, I think I think there may be a morsel there too, that the Penners now are owners of the other two teams in town.
Right. It's a healthy little rivalry, maybe, potentially. We'll see how this all all ages. Mike, great stuff as always. We'll do this again next week.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I want to react to one or two things that he said, and we'll also play some trivia coming up next.
We're stuck in that weird sports limbo. The Nuggets and Avs are locked into the postseason. Now we're just waiting for the real games to start. So here's the question. Are we learning anything or just killing time until the playoffs? Because for both teams, the next chapter is all that really counts.
Dude, we're in the hurry up and wait mode with both the Nuggets and the Avs now. I'm not going to nitpick the rest of the regular season for the Nuggets and the Avs. They don't want to finish the season as much as I don't want to watch the end of the season. Give me the postseason. Give me the playoffs. Let's ramp this bad boy up.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And if joint pain is holding you back, hear me out. At Regen RX in Denver, they're on another level. They don't just do guesswork. They build a real plan for you. Maybe it's Wharton's jelly that can help support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again. And they're even going to help you with a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And the best part about this is their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free, no risk. So if you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, see if their stem cell therapy is the right move for you. It's all about quality of life, guys. Staying explosive, staying active, staying present for your family. So you need to give my friends at Regen RX a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them online at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Are you looking to find more fairways, hit more greens, and lower your scores? Then it's time for a custom fitting from a Shields certified master fitter. Learning from the world's top fitters at Titleist Performance Institute, Callaway Performance Center, and the Ping Proving Grounds, we have the tools and expertise to match the right clubs to your swing for a more consistent game. Elevate your play today. Visit shields.com/expert fitting to schedule your session.
Looking for a way for your hard-earned money to work hard for you? Open a 13-month CD at 3.75% APY from Ent Credit Union, soon to be Wings Credit Union. With a minimum deposit of only $500, a 13-month term, and a guaranteed annual percentage yield of 3.75%, your future self will thank you. But hurry, this special rate is only for a limited time. Get started today at ent.com/CD special. Rate accurate as of March 1st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Insured by NCUA.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Since 1994, Denver businesses have trusted Pike Janitorial for reliable, professionally supervised commercial cleaning. Offices, medical facilities, commercial buildings. They handle it all with consistent oversight and high standards. You shouldn't have to check on someone else's work. And yes, they'll beat your current cleaner's price by 10%, guaranteed. Call 303-306-0290 for a free quote. Pike Janitorial. Clean you can count on.
Taking your eyes off the road for just 2 seconds can double your chances of a crash. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel. Seconds matter. Brought to you by the Colorado State Patrol.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces St. John's with pregame starting at 11:30 on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU football spring games starting at noon. And on the Fan, DU hockey skates with Wisconsin in the national championship with pregame starting at 3. Then Sunday on the Fan, baseball action continues as Cleveland faces Atlanta.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, I have a leftover thought on something that Mike Cliff said. I'm going to put it in my back pocket. We'll return to it.
Put it in that back pocket.
Because here at the bottom of the hour, Patrick Saunders is going to join us. Patrick Saunders is the one who broke the story. And so it's a really, really interesting but really fun day here in Denver Sports.
I wonder how long he had that one in the chamber. We had him on. He's talking. So he at that time, he probably already knew about everything going on.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not, because we had him on about 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Leading into the season. So, all right, we'll circle back to that. But around this time on a Friday, we like to play some trivia. So with that in mind, Dante Gomez, hit the music.
Question number 1. We'll start with hockey. 8 NHL teams have won the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup. The Avalanche did it in 2001. Who was the last team to do it?
The last team to win the President's Trophy and win the Stanley Cup.
This is funny, man.
You know who it's not is the Bruins, right? The Bruins had the greatest regular season, I think 135 points, I want to say, and lost in the first round. I know there's 8 President's Trophy winners ever to go on and win the Stanley Cup. Did he say that in the question?
Yeah,
Okay,
he did.
Okay, I'm just thinking out loud
But
here.
it's funny, too. I'm going to let you go through it. But Drew actually tested me on this one not too long ago.
It was yesterday.
It
was literally yesterday, right before the show started.
No way.
We had this conversation.
I think I know the answer because, Drew just said it yesterday out in the meeting room before you get here. I'm curious if Phil remembers what it was.
Oh, I remember, but you want to...
I'll just take a stab at it. Since we already know what I hope we know the answer. With this group, I'm never sure. I'm never sure. I'll say, think of a dominant regular season team that went and won the Stanley Cup. Chicago?
It was Chicago in a shortened regular season.
There we go, Z.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. So we'll go. Well, hold on. Let's send in the answer.
Send it in, bro.
Let's just send it in. Let's go. Chicago Blackhawks. Final answer. Send it in.
Answer: Chicago Blackhawks.
Let's go.
In 2013.
Let's go.
And you organically got it.
I
right?
did.
Yeah,
I did. Let's go. I'm a hockey guy. That was when they had Jonathan Toews. Kane.
Patrick Kane. That was
Patrick Kane.
They beat Boston in 2013 after a 40-game regular season because of a previous lockout.
Okay.
So
love it. All right, let's go. Question number 2.
Question number 2. What former NBA #1 overall draft pick selected sometime between 2000 and 2015 scored the fewest career points of all 16 of those #1 overall selections?
Ooh.
So a #1 overall pick between 2000 and he said 2015?
Yeah. 2015.
Was that the mark? 2015?
Yep.
Was the little point guard from Washington, did the point guard from Washington, Markelle Fultz, was that after 2015?
It was. I don't think he's the answer, though, because he's been in the league for like a decade.
Markelle Fultz is still in the league?
Yeah, he plays for the Magic. He's like a rotational player.
God.
Sorry, hey, not everybody can watch the NBA.
No.
Not everyone can be a basketball guy.
He's working on the hockey too much.
So
my mind went to Greg Oden.
Ooh.
He was picked over Durant.
Yep. Anthony Bennett also maybe.
Anthony
Bennett,
the
that
Canadian.
Window.
They got drafted by the Cavs.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was the window. I think he was like 14, so that would fit.
Yeah, Bennett would have been before 2000. Yeah, 15 or before.
Yeah.
I like Gray. That one's a good one.
Man, both guys just completely flamed out.
I was also wondering, is there any Europeans that ended up not coming over? Because I know that happens sometimes, where they draft a guy, they own his rights, and then he ends up just staying overseas.
Not as the number one pick. Not as the number one pick. A basketball guy should know that.
Touche.
I really like both of those. Are I think the answer is one of those two. You know, Anthony Bennett actually hung around and just failed. I think he was in the league for 2 years. I don't remember Greg Oden playing 2 years of NBA basketball.
Well, he was on the Blazers for a while. He just never played because he was never healthy.
Right.
Yeah, he was always hurt. Always.
He was
hurt from the jump.
He was hurt in college. I remember he hurt his hand in college. They were trying to go to the Final Four. Who was with Mike Conley?
Yeah, Mike Conley and him.
I like Greg.
Greg Oden? Drew, anything?
I think I like Greg Oden as well.
D?
I think it's one of the two, but I don't feel strongly about either one.
Alex, you're a basketball guy.
He said he leans Anthony Bennett, but he likes both.
Oh, man. You remember when Anthony Bennett played in college?
Was it Georgia?
No, wasn't it UNLV?
UNLV.
Oh, yeah.
Got your basketball card. Got your B-ball card back. Let's go.
Go ahead, man.
Let's go.
I know what you want to say. You want to say Anthony.
Oh, God. I'm legitimately torn.
You got to lean towards the basketball guys. There's 3 of you guys in this room that are basketball guys.
Well, thank you for calling me a basketball guy.
Whoever's leaning.
Dante, what is your lean?
I don't have a lean.
This is
I
tough.
don't have a lean.
Okay. Do you have a lean, Alex, one way or the other?
Anthony Bennett is
he
what
said.
he
Anthony
said.
Bennett? God.
I just hope it's not somebody that is neither of those two. That would be tough.
I don't. Yeah, that would be tough. But the last time we put the ball in Alex's hands, he made it.
He was money. But he does freeze up a lot. He's been playing a bunch of pig. He freezes.
God, Greg Oden, he did play in some games, like I think with the Brandon Roy teams.
Yeah, I felt like he was in the league for 4 years, but he only played in 20 games in 1 year, 40 in another, 40 in another.
Like Anthony Bennett, he flamed out quickly.
Let's go with Anthony Bennett.
Let's go with Anthony Bennett, the Canadian from UNLV that got drafted number 1 by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Anthony Bennett, final answer, send it in.
Answer, Anthony Bennett.
Let's go!
With Cleveland.
Let's go! Let's go! All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll finish up trivia next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers 6412 South Parker Road in Aurora, now until 6 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to tonight's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line. Don't miss it.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
When the dollar's convertibility into gold ended in 1971, gold was fixed at $35 an ounce. Fast forward to today, and the U.S. dollar has lost over 85% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold has increased in value by over 12,000%. Central banks are buying gold at record levels. Major firms are holding significant positions in gold. And I choose to buy gold from Birch Gold Group. It's Dan Bongino, and it all starts with education. Birch Gold just announced their Learn and Earn Precious Metals event. This free online event rewards you for learning the basics of investing in precious metals. Sign up to get free silver on your next purchase if you qualify. And you can get even larger incentives as you go. The more you learn, the more you can earn. But act now. This special event only runs through April 30th. So text my name, Dan, to the number 989898 to join Birch Gold's Learn and Earn Precious Metals event by April 30th. Text Dan to 989898 today. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Are you considering GLP-1 injections for weight loss? Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medication long term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight regain is common. And here's something most people don't realize. Research shows a significant portion of weight loss can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping weight off even harder. At Colorado Fat Loss, they take a different approach. Their doctor-developed program helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days safely and naturally. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help your body burn fat, not muscle. Right now, you can schedule a free phone consultation to see if the program is right for you. Go to ColoradoFatLoss.com. That's ColoradoFatLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is flop. F-L-O-P. Text flop to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's flop to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, we went 2-0 in trivia. We have 2 questions left, and then we're going to check in with Patrick Saunders, who broke the news that the Broncos owners, or a portion of the ownership group, Greg and Carrie Penner, are acquiring a 40% minority stake in the Colorado Rockies. What a story. We'll chat with him in just a couple minutes, but let's finish up trivia. Dante, hit the music.
Question number 3. Who is the all-time NFL playoff leader in touchdowns scored?
The all-time playoff leader in touchdowns scored. So just a couple names that just come to mind initially. Emmitt Smith.
Yes.
Right, in the playoffs so often, and as a running back, getting those opportunities tight to the goal line. Jerry Rice as well, one of the all-time leaders in that category.
Gronk? You think Gronk would be?
He's among them. He's got to be among them for
He
sure.
didn't play super long, though. That's my only hesitancy on that.
Yeah. So Emmett, Jerry Rice, who else?
Michael Irvin.
Oh, what about Travis Kelce?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That is.
What about this one? This one's kind of outside the box. He's a running back. Pittsburgh, the bus, Jerome Bettis. Because,
Go
line back, scoring those touchdowns, gets to the Super Bowl.
Man. How about from a further back in the day?
Roger Craig with San Francisco all those years.
Yeah.
Constantly in it.
What about any like Peyton Manning's guys, like Marvin Harrison or Reggie Wayne?
Edgerrin James.
Edgerrin James, yeah. He'd be a good one.
Yeah, he had some run with the Cardinals in the playoffs too, I know. At some point.
But they didn't score as much back then either. That's why I almost kind of lean maybe towards like the Travis Kelce of now because of how much offense is involved in the game, even in the playoffs.
Kelsey's a really good one.
Thank you.
I think if I had to guess, it's a running back.
You would think, right?
Just because of the opportunities.
Running back or tight end. Like, truly. Receiver, it's kind of hard. You're not scoring as much, especially in the red zone, where the tight ends are these big body tight ends that catch the ball, and then, of course, the running back.
Yeah.
Also, a name we haven't said yet, Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens.
He could be up there.
Yeah, but not number 1 ever. Like, and Emmett played so long, right? And he's the all-time rushing leader. Yeah. He played forever. I mean, that is crack after crack in the playoffs. They were in the playoffs, every year during the 90s. They obviously went deep enough for 3 Super Bowl runs, right? The back-to-back in like 93, 94. They come back and win it again in like 96 or whatever it was. So again, that's like more games.
You think it's Emmett?
I mean, that was my initial guess just because of the longevity and the level of team. Could it be someone like Walter Payton?
I don't think Walter went to the playoffs.
Yeah, the Bears weren't good enough back then to do it. Like they had a 2 or 3 year stretch where they were really good, but they weren't
Could it
consistently
be?
good.
What about Marshawn Lynch?
Ooh, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Beastquake. That was a playoff game, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Man,
Emmett,
anybody else that you guys can think of that you want to bring to the table?
I mean, LaDainian Tomlinson scored a bunch of touchdowns.
He's got the single season record, I'm pretty sure.
But they didn't go super deep into the playoffs.
That they were always getting upset.
Yeah, they'd always lose in the divisional round.
Yeah. They went to one AFC championship game against the Patriots. But that was it.
I really kind of like Marshawn Lynch now that Phil said
Like
it.
Marshawn Lynch?
I kind of do.
Whatever he has, he should have one more. We know that.
Yeah.
You're not lying.
I'm literally between Marshawn Lynch and Travis Kelce now.
No Emmitt Smith, huh?
I just don't know. I don't know.
I feel like those Cowboys teams didn't score
Right.
like crazy. I feel like they were winning a lot of games, like 25-19.
Yeah.
All right. Who do you guys want to go with? Kelce or
My vote would be Kelce, but I don't feel super strong about it.
Kelce for you? Who's you, Phil?
I would say Marshawn.
Marshawn? Drew?
I think I lean Kelce.
Okay.
Kelce? Double Kelce?
Alex also said Kelce.
Kelce? Okay. Man, I'd say Smith, but I'm outvoted. Let's go Travis Kelce. I'll trust the group. All right, let's go Travis Kelce. Final answer, send it in.
Answer with 22, Jerry Rice.
Wow. It's the second name I said. I said Emmett and Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
That's gonna sting. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to break. We're gonna talk to Patrick Saunders. We'll finish up trivia at some point here in the back half of the show. We just have one more curveball question, and then we'll dive headfirst into this story that came out of left field. Pardon the pun. A total curveball. Pardon the pun. The Penners buying a 40% stake in the Colorado Rockies. Didn't have that on our bingo card. We'll talk to the guy who broke the story next.
The Avalanche just clinched the top seed in the West. But here's the twist. They've been absolute killers on the road. So now the question is simple. Is home ice advantage actually overrated? If the Avs are this good anywhere, maybe the playoffs come down to the team not in the building.
Yeah, you always want to have home ice, especially in a Game 7. I think it matters the most. But are the Avs even a better bet on the road? They have more road wins this season than they have at home. They have the best road record in the NHL. They're currently tied for the most road wins in a season, franchise best, with 26. And they're currently on a 5-game road win streak, and they're 11-1 in their last 12 road games. So how big a deal is it that they just wrapped up home ice?
Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here. If you're looking for the ultimate place to post up for a big game, you gotta get to the Basketball Social House Bar in Centennial. This is your headquarters for every upset, every buzzer beater. Guys, the place is unreal. One of my favorite places to be in the entire planet, all right? Award-winning food and drinks. A brunch that is killer. And it's not just another sports bar. Guys, this is the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one like it in the world, and it's right here in Centennial. And listen, you don't have to be a hooper to love it. The vibe, the energy, the menu, it's all next level. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, lounge seating, music, TVs, the whole deal. Perfect for watch parties, team hangouts, or just leveling up your night. And for big games, guys, you're covered. They have the best happy hour in this state. Every day, 7 p.m. to close. It's where you want to be. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial. Check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And because you heard it from me, use the code HALFOFFHOOPS for half off your first-time private basketball suite rental. Trust me, guys, this place is a slam dunk.
Now is the best time to buy. Get ahead of the competition and get the deal you want on the home you really want. Maximize your savings with lowest rate for life, and if the market does improve, we can save you money without any additional lender fees or appraisal fees. We're here for you today and tomorrow and celebrating 30 years of helping homeowners with expanded approvals, low rates, credit improvements, and more. Call U.S. Mortgages at 303-LOW-RATE.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
So there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that is the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money, because everybody wants to save time and definitely everybody wants to save money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler. So whether you're starting that next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's all going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and, of course, the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood, at Broadway, and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Max HELOC is a game changer and can lower your bills significantly without affecting your current loan. How much savings depends on your unique situation, but you could borrow $250,000 with a payment option as low as $495 a month. Consolidate your debts and make life a lot easier. We make it easy to save, and you don't need perfect credit either. U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all, 303 low rate.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces St. John's with pregame starting at 11:30 on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU football spring games starting at noon. And on The Fan, DU hockey skates with Wisconsin in the national championship with pregame starting at 3. Then Sunday on The Fan, baseball action continues as Cleveland faces Atlanta.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, so major story dropped. The Denver Post's Patrick Saunders, who...
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, he was just on with us about 3 weeks ago, I want to say. And he's with us here now. Honestly, Patrick, I'm not in your line of work, obviously under the umbrella of sports media, but this is a really big day for you, man. Congratulations on breaking such a massive story. I'm curious. Well, I guess you don't have to tell us how long you knew about this, but what a story that the Broncos, really for all intents and purposes, owners, Greg and Kerry Penner, buying up 40% of the Rockies. This is, well, you tell us, how big of a deal is this?
It's a big deal. Yeah, it's a very big deal. And I will tell you, I have been working this story for more than 6 months.
Wow.
And it was one of those, I'm not going to go Woodward and Bernstein on you for those who are old enough to remember, but I kept running up against walls. I had a very good source who kind of started me on the path to this, but I could never get anything confirmed until very, very recently. It came down, but you're right. It is a huge story because, you've got the owners of, one of the biggest teams in the entire world, the Broncos. Let's face it, they're very popular, very well known, kind of coming to the rescue a little bit of the Rockies, who have the potential to be a very, very lucrative, even more lucrative franchise, and hopefully get back on the winning track. And I will tell you this, originally, I thought it was only 25%, and then come to find out it was 40%. It was a very big deal, and I'm glad I was the one who broke it.
40% is a huge deal. That's a lot of money. ZB and I, ZB did the math, and he said around $600 to $700 million.
Yeah, I calculated somewhere around like 670 million, something like that.
Yeah,
a huge chunk.
Yeah, now we don't know. We're not privy to all the exact numbers of what was paid and transferred. But if you do the math about how Forbes evaluates the Rockies in terms of franchise value, and then you take 40% of that, that would be what the Penner Group paid in. Now we don't know the specifics of all of the details on how that works, but yeah, they own a big chunk now for sure.
So with that being said, knowing that Greg Penner, Kerry Penner are a part of this, and they have a lot of money, $80 billion to be exact, what type of improvements do you expect coming from the Rockies in a couple years here?
Yeah, a couple years is the key point, Philip, because as you guys know, baseball's up against a collective bargaining agreement, which is due to expire in December, and all indications are there's going to be a lockout, and we don't know how long that's going to last. We don't know what form that's going to take. So that's a fly in the ointment, so to speak. But here's the deal. Long term, this is huge because, as the Rockies said, this wipes away their working debt, so to speak, which frees up more money where they can spend more, not just on players, but on the franchise itself. It brings in, cash, and that should enable the Rockies to spend more both on players and on analytics and minor leagues and everything that goes into it. It's a really, really good win-win for everybody.
Patrick Saunders of the Denver Post joining us here. He's the one that broke this story this morning. I've obviously followed the Rockies for about a decade now, pretty closely. And I think back to, when the turnstiles stopped turning during COVID and the financial loss that was that period of time, it coincided in the same window as the Rockies television deal going away. And it also coincided in the same window where they were doing a massive real estate project at McGregor Square. And I'm speculating. I guess I need your help. I want to and maybe you'll have to speculate too, but all of this confluence coming together, did the Rockies selling 40%, was this a necessity for this franchise and the health of the franchise?
Well, I don't think it was a necessity in terms of keeping the franchise alive or afloat. I don't think that was ever an issue. But I think it was a necessity to make the franchise improve and get better. And you know what? Kudos to Dick Montfort and his son, Walker, for acknowledging that. First, making the changes that they've made in the front office. And second, it turns out to be almost kind of the same time, agreeing to let somebody else in on the family business to invest what it was essentially as a Colorado institution in the Rockies. So I don't think it was something where the franchise was in dire need, but it was in dire need if it wanted to get better, if I'm making sense there.
No, it makes a lot of sense. On top of that, do you believe because the Penners own 40% of pretty much the organization, is that going to create a pathway maybe on later on down the line for them to eventually, I'm talking about the Mr. Penners and Mrs. and Mr. Penners, to own majority of the Rockies later on down the line? Is this kind of grooving a pathway for them to do that?
You know what? That'd be speculation. And we can guess on that, and I could say it's a possibility. I have not been told that. Sure, it's a possibility, but right now I think that'd be speculation.
Patrick, is it fair to speculate as well, and we're doing a lot of speculating here because we don't know how this all went down. I certainly don't. When Greg Penner is, and I think it's fair speculation to say that he was approached by the Montforts, and they have a good relationship that had developed over the years. I'm sure this is not Greg Penner saying, hey, I want in. This might have been going the other way around. Is it fair to speculate that maybe during a pitch from Dick Montfort on behalf of just the pitch to get Mr. Penner involved for this level of stakeholding, that it was going to come with changes? That hey, once you're coming on, but we are changing a lot. It's not going to be business as usual after losing as many games as they lost a year ago. Is it fair to say that all the changes could have come along with this pitch?
Well, I'm not sure I agree with your basic premise. I am not sure that the Montforts went to the Penner Group and approached them. I think it was kind of a mutual thing, and I actually think the Penners were as interested in branching out in the Denver sports market. I think they were as much interested as the Rockies were interested in finding a partner in this. So I'm not sure that it's fair to say that the Rockies and Dick Montfort went to the Penners and said, hey, are you interested in coming on board? I think the Penners were every bit as interested in acquiring another piece of sports real estate in Colorado. But to your second point, I would imagine when Paul DePodesta and Josh Burns and some of these folks came on board with the Rockies last fall, they had to know that this was in the works. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
And maybe that helps explain why, some pretty talented people, it seems to me, came from other places to join the Rockies because they could see the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I could see that as well. This is on the way out here. Let me just ask you, this is a great day for the Colorado Rockies, is it not?
Oh, it is. It is. And as I said before, and I've said this for years, and I think this is true about the Broncos, the Nuggets, the Avs, the new Summit soccer team, everything. These are more than just businesses. Yes, they're businesses and they make money, but they're institutions.
Right.
Coors Field's an institution. The Broncos are an institution, on and on and on. And so, yes, it's a great day for the Colorado Rockies. I think it's a great day for Denver and Colorado. And I say that because if this new ownership organization pumps more money in and maybe they get more star players a few years down the line, the Rockies become better. What does that do? That recharges Lodo again. It makes the Rockies a big thing again. And God, right now we're in the renaissance of Colorado sports, and now the Rockies look like they have a chance to join the club. It's pretty cool.
It's very exciting. And I lied. I said last one on the way out. I have to ask you one more, and it's about the actual baseball product. Obviously, the Rockies had fallen on the hardest times in the history of the organization. And I was begging them for years to make dramatic changes, external changes, and they go out and do those things. And I know I wasn't alone. It was me and so many others. And then right out of the gate, Patrick, before opening day in Miami, Phil and I were calling for 2 C's, competitive and competent. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily about, a specific win total or trying to, get into the wild card. Competitive and competent. We have got that in spades. I've watched every one of these games, and I can't believe the year-over-year flip in terms of the competency. It's not perfect, but we knew that was never going to be the expectation. What have you made of the actual on-field product as someone who covers this team?
I agree with you 100%. And I would add not another C, but I would add an E for exciting. They've gone from being a boring team to a more exciting team. And another E, they're executing now, too. Let's face it, last year in particular, and even over the last 2 or 3 years when they were losing more than 100 games, they played sloppy, boring baseball at times. And they would get behind so early because of bad pitching that anybody who watched them would be falling asleep on the couch by the 6th inning. Now, I still think the Rockies are going to run into some really difficult times this year. I could still see them flirting with 100 losses. It's just the reality of their talent. But they are more competitive. They're more competent, as you said. And I like the way they're playing ball. They're not giving games away. All of those things. You know what? And they get a few players hot. Maybe they go on a couple of nice winning streaks. And who knows? Maybe you don't end up in the basement again. But for everything that's happened in the short time since the end of last season to now, pretty revelatory. I mean, it's a lot of big changes.
No doubt about it. Hey, congratulations again, my friend. Fantastic stuff. Today was a great day. Once we saw your news, we ripped up our rundown and made today about the biggest story in Denver sports.
Yes, sir.
And you were behind it. So congrats again. Great stuff. We'll continue to follow your coverage at the Denver Post, and we so very much appreciate your time here on a Friday.
Hey, thanks, guys. I really appreciate you having me on.
Yep, there he goes. That's my guy, our guy. Great work. I mean, this was, he
Great
said,
dude, man.
Working on this for 6 months. That's old school journalism right there. Getting a tip from a source and being a hound dog on it. And like a dog with a bone, just not letting it go. And he got to break this story today. And we will continue to react to the primary owner of the Denver Broncos, Greg Penner, and his wife, Carrie, buying up 40% minority stake in the Rockies. They're in the baseball business, and we'll continue to react to it coming up next.
Remember when half the city was ready to ship Cam Johnson to the moon because he started slow? Yeah, not Zach by. Zach said chill. Maybe let the guy play basketball first. And now Cam's cooking, and all those early overreactions, aging like milk. Zach didn't just stay patient. He stayed correct.
Where are the people? Where are the people?
Man, why are you looking at me?
I'll turn my head.
Why are you looking at me?
Where are the people that wanted to run Cam Johnson out of this town 2 months into the season? And OYZB. Like an owl.
We're talking to third person.
Hey, I told everyone to relax, did I not? I said we got a sample size of a career here.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Progressive knows life takes you in many directions.
Bear right at exit 32, then begin to wonder why you never bought a fish tank. In 1.3 miles, you'll realize you've been mispronouncing epitome your whole life. At the roundabout, you will remember you said something at dinner you wish you hadn't and will think about it for decades. You have arrived at your destination, but it turns out there really is no destination and life just keeps going.
Wherever life takes you, protect your home and auto with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers 6412 South Parker Road in Aurora, now until 6 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to tonight's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line. Don't miss it.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Are you looking to find more fairways, hit more greens, and lower your scores? Then it's time for a custom fitting from a Shields certified master fitter. Learning from the world's top fitters at Titleist Performance Institute, Callaway Performance Center, and the Ping Proving Grounds, we have the tools and expertise to match the right clubs to your swing for a more consistent game. Elevate your play today. Visit shields.com/expert fitting to schedule your session.
Looking to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliance. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We have hundreds of appliances hooked up live for a true try-before-you-buy experience, plus professional delivery and installation. Our price match guarantee ensures you receive the best deal, and special financing options make your purchase affordable. When it's time for new appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Saturday.
It's time!
2 electric title fights, one night only. Yuri Prohaska versus Carlos Ulberg.
UFC gold will hang in the balance.
And Joshua Ben versus Tatsuro Taira.
This is an unbelievable card.
Stream every fight free with your Paramount Plus subscription. No more pay-per-view. UFC 327, Saturday at 9. Streaming on Paramount Plus.
From family adventures to city commutes.
Find whatever drives you at the Colorado Auto Show.
Luxurious, sporty, powerful.
Test drive what's now and what's next.
It's Friday through Sunday, Colorado Convention Center.
ColoradoAutoShow.com.
Plumbline Services, serving Colorado since 1998 for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Service at home, servants at heart.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Friday.
This is Greg Penner right now, driving down the highway.
Yeah, that's right. I-25.
You just bump into it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got 40%.
Unreal.
Crazy.
Seriously, like there's once in a while a story not like this, but just something so unforeseen just drops out of the sky. Like what?
Isn't it a little interesting that the information, all this broke on a Friday, the time it did? Like, it just seems like if Friday, you're going to, the Rockies are still relevant right now. They're doing well. And then this news breaks with Greg Penner deciding, and Kerry as well, deciding that they want to take on 40% of the organization as well. Like, why now?
Well, I think that it breaks today because the guy that we were just talking to, Patrick Saunders, finally has all the information that he needs to hit send as he sends it to his editor, and this thing goes to print and goes everywhere on digital. I'm sure that if it were up to the Rockies or even the Penners for that matter, probably doesn't come out today. This is a good day for Denver sports. It's a good day for the Colorado Rockies, big picture. And I think that if they had their druthers, like, they're the ones announcing it. And there should probably be, and I don't know if there will be, but there should, because this is such a big deal, there should be a press conference.
There needs to be a press conference. I mean, we need to know the ins and outs of what went down. We know in June, this is when it all started, it began, and then went from there. So this is a big-time thing that just happened for Denver sports. And what's crazy about this is Penner's still dealing with the stadium. He's dealing with the facility, and actually, the players are going to be able to go into the facility, the Denver Broncos, that is, in June. You're dealing with this district. And then on top of that, you're getting something done with the Rockies. It's a lot going on for Greg Penner, Kerry Penner, all at one time.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. And
a lot of money coming and going, man.
And I know you know this, but Greg Penner and Kerry Penner, they have a team around him. So it's not like he's working all the phones. It's like he's got an entire team doing his bidding in terms of the business end of things, the insurance end of things, like with all this stuff, liability stuff, architect, construction company. Who are they, subcontracting that work? Like, there's so much in their world that not one person can do it. And obviously they have the financial wherewithal to have all the support that they need. But this is a crazy story. And we were talking earlier today of and I do want to reset the entire story here because I know people are busy. People are just getting off work.
Yeah.
Maybe they've seen it online, got a text from, a friend or whatever. So I want to reset the whole thing and go through Patrick Saunders' article that he dropped this morning in the Denver Post around 10 o'clock this morning. The news broke. But we have been talking throughout the afternoon saying, hey, the Rockies had to be in some financial trouble, which we all kind of agree they were not in the best spot, and we can talk about some of those reasons why here shortly. But that it would have had to have been, Dick Monfort going to Greg Penner, opening the door for this to happen.
Yes.
Because Greg Penner's not going to come, and say, hey, I want 40% of your team. Like, no. But talking to Saunders right now, him saying, I don't know if I accept your premise of a question that I was asking. He's saying, hey, these guys have become good friends, and they talked about that friendship, Greg Penner, Dick Monfort, in the statements that were released or read to you here shortly. But him saying, hey, this is just open dialogue. There was a bunch of breakfasts that Mike Kliss referenced, a half a dozen, brunches together. And if you're getting to know someone and you're just talking through what the health of your organization looks like, the more you talk it out, maybe it's just like an organic getting to that spot where it's like,
well, somebody, though, has to ask the question, though, Z. Even organically, you get to that spot, somebody has to bring it up. And what I mean by that is like, hey, you got Dick Mumford, you got Greg Penner together having lunch. But in order to get to a situation where Greg's taking on 40% of the organization, somebody has to pop the question, are you willing to do it? Or if it's Greg Penner, hey, can I be in on this?
Well, see, here's the thing. The more that I've thought about this, I genuinely don't know how this went because you could see it both ways, right? You're sitting at your 7th breakfast and you've been, really being detailed about the health of the Rockies
Yes.
and the inner workings of the organization. And I could see a scenario where Mumford is opening up that door, saying, we're in need of some help. I'm curious if this is a fit. Would you guys ever be interested in coming in with us? But I could also see Mumford having too much pride to say that and just talking about the rather unhealthy state of the organization and it being Greg Penner saying, well, hold on, like, would you guys, need our help? And
but wouldn't you feel offended if you're like, let's just say you're Dick Mumford and like, this is yours.
Yep.
This is your kingdom.
Correct.
And Greg Penner, even not Greg Penner being in malicious way or mean way saying, hey, let me in on this, just asking, wouldn't you feel some type of way like, okay, I'm getting ready to give up almost half of what I own? That's a big step. That's a huge step if you're Dick Mumford, just for you to agree on that when this is supposed to be a family business. And now you're letting somebody that's not family in on this, and that can get messy. I bring that up because it's just like for Dick Mumford, like, if I'm Dick, I'm not giving up my organization. I'm sorry, I'm not. I like that's something for my kids, and that's something he was willing. That's what he wanted done.
Yeah, but that's if you're in a position of strength.
There you go. Yeah, but if you're not in a position of strength because you're struggling, then you have to ask. Somebody's not going to just be willing to just say, "Hey, I want in." You would have to ask for help, and that's why I asked that question. Like, maybe did Dick Mumford come to Greg saying, "I need your help"?
I don't know if it went like that because, again, the more we learn about this relationship, these two were, starting to build together. And maybe it ultimately led to that, but I don't think that, it started that way. I think it started with Greg Penner being a man about town, but also being newer to the town full time and starting to getting to know people that, we talk about like the smallish world of, Denver sports media.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of knows everyone. You're in the NFL. You talk about the actual small world of the NFL.
Everybody knows everybody as well.
Yeah. And so I think when you're talking about the level of wealth, and obviously they're two different, really like plateaus of wealth, or not even plateaus, just different levels of wealth. But there's not a lot of people that are walking around Denver, Colorado that are worth nearly $1 billion the way that Dick Mumford is. And so I think that if you are starting to get to know people in these circles, I can only imagine how small that, world is. And as you build a relationship and, this feels like a symbiotic relationship. And when I say symbiotic, both parties are benefiting. My favorite symbiotic relationship is a shark. And a shark will be in the ocean, and he will keep his mouth open. And those sharp, ferocious teeth, he needs them cleaned, genuinely, because they get infected too, just like humans.
I thought you were an orca guy.
So I am a whale guy, but whale first. But this is just something I've always appreciated this about just our world and the oceans.
Yeah.
Like a shark will keep his mouth open and let smaller fish come into his mouth and eat the food that is attached to his teeth and within his teeth. He wants his teeth cleaned, and those little fishes get a free meal. That's a symbiotic relationship right there. They both need one another.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a certain level of that to this dealing that got announced today.
It's big. Well, I'll tell you this, Z.
It's huge.
I'm excited. Rockies fans should be excited. Broncos fans, because if you're a Bronco fan, my guessing is you're a Rockies fan, especially if you lived here your whole life. And now you have Greg Penner that's in on this. Kerry Penner, too. We got to add those two.
Of course.
It's a duo between those.
Of course.
Those two. And now it feels like anything is possible. It feels like the Rockies are gonna end up winning a lot of games here. And I'm not talking about this year, but maybe 2-3 years from now, 4 years from now. It's not the same Colorado Rockies team we're talking about. It's a Colorado Rockies team that's not just competent and being in the thick of things. Like, they're winning games and have a chance to win a World Series at some point.
At some point. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. And obviously they need to come out of the depths and, have some consistency and maintain the competitive nature that they have through 13 games. But it does feel like, and I don't think I'm overstating this, when you consider how quickly the Broncos got turned around when the Walton Penner family ownership group came over and took over. It was almost immediate. Ownership matters as much as anything else. And I think that with these guys now in the fold with the Colorado Rockies, it does feel like all things are possible here over the next over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So all right. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo!
Happy Friday to you. Man, oh man, oh man.
What a Friday.
What a Friday. It was one of these things where, you have a plan in place, right? We were going to talk about the game last night that I stayed up for nearly until midnight.
Man, I was holding my eyelids open.
Gosh.
Come on, Rockies. You can do it.
Yep, and they fall short. We're going to talk extensively about the President's Cup and Nathan McKinnon getting to career-high 52 goals and looking ahead at the game tonight, Oklahoma City shutting down almost everyone but in town in a game that the Nuggets need to win if they want to stay in the 3 seed, which we can circle back to a little bit later. But this story, it falls out of the sky, and I almost couldn't believe it. This was one of these where I'm double-checking to make sure I'm not getting got from a fake account.
Well, that happens to me a lot, Z.
It happens to you quite a bit.
I stopped posting things. I'm just like, man, I'm going to let them do the work, and I'm just going to show up.
Yeah,
okay?
we call it getting filled. Getting filled. Phil gets filled.
So you thought you were going to get filled today, huh?
Well, I'm just like, is it like what? Like, this wasn't on our radar at all. Like a crazy story like Deion Sanders taking the Colorado job 3 years ago. That was an insane-o story. But there was some whispers and rumors that could be the case. And at the time, I laughed about it. I'm like, you think Deion Sanders is coming to coach Colorado? Like, what? Stop. And then he comes, and it's a crazy story. But there was at least a primer, some groundwork that was laid.
Somebody leaked something.
Yes. And this thing was buttoned up, like silent. Truly, like, good job, everyone involved, keeping this a secret for nearly a year that this was going to go down. So I know people are busy, okay? I know people are busy. So let me just reset the story, all right, that dropped today from the Denver Post, Patrick Saunders with it. And I'm going to read through here, and we'll stop and talk, but I'm going to try to just lay the information down. All right, so the Penner Sports Group, which, by the way, the Penner Sports Group, that's a different group than the Walton Penner family ownership group.
Yeah.
And that could become important here down the line. But the Penner Sports Group, which owns a controlling interest in the Denver Broncos, has joined the Rockies ownership group in a move that will have a major impact on Colorado's Major League Baseball franchise. Penner Sports Group, the family entity of Greg and Carrie Walton Penner, that holds a large stake in the Broncos, now becomes the largest minority partner of the Rockies. Sources told the Denver Post that the Penners are purchasing a 40% share of the Rockies. The Penners will have no day-to-day involvement running the Rockies, a source said. The Penners said in a prepared statement, quote, "We are excited to expand our commitment to the Denver sports community through a minority partnership with the Colorado Rockies. This investment from the Penner Sports Group reflects our deep appreciation for what the Rockies mean to this region, the passion of their fans, and our confidence in the future of the franchise." According to Forbes, the Rockies are valued at $1.68 billion. That ranks 25th among Major League Baseball's 30 teams. The Penner Sports Group investment has been formally approved by Major League Baseball. All right, so I'm going to stop reading here just for a second.
Catch your wind, man. Let's get a break.
Catch my wind here. A 40% share of $1.68 billion is right around $700 million. I know the Penners are worth a lot of money, to the tune of $80 billion, but that is still a massive, massive investment here.
Z, that's huge. That's huge. It's bigger than massive. And that's why it's interesting. It's like, okay, you're going to pay, if you're the Penners, over $700 million to help the Rockies out, to be a part of this organization, but you're going to have no day-to-day involvement? Like if I'm forking up that much money, Z, I'm going to have to say something. Now, it might not be all the time, but I'm going to have a couple things that I want done because I'm giving you that much money, and I can give you more if I really want to. So, like, that's interesting that it's like, okay, Greg and Kerry are going to fork that money up, but they're just going to stay out of it. Do you believe that?
I do for right now. Because if you remember when this ownership group from the Broncos came in, and I know Robson Walton is officially at the top, and he's the top source of all these billions of dollars. But Greg, who's worth a ton on his own, with his wife Carrie, he's basically the owner of the Broncos. And when he came in, he didn't do much of anything for the first year. Now, they had to fire Nathaniel Hackett because things got so embarrassing on Christmas Eve, I think it was. You have Dalton Reisner going after...
Do something, Rip!
Freaking Brett Ripken. And things got completely out of hand. But the plan was, and they executed it, most of it, was just say less, listen more, be observant, right? And take inventory for what you are now involved in. And the changes came a little bit later. Now, we know the Penners, it's not like they have 51% of the Rockies and are now in charge, but 40% is 40%.
That's a lot of money, man.
That's a lot of money. So there's different layers to this. I think that this was more need than want. Okay? And I know Patrick Saunders said, well, this is more about it was a need in terms of wanting to improve the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And if they wanted to improve the franchise, they needed an influx of capital.
It was like mutually both sides, Penners and Dick Monfort.
Yeah.
Monfort's agreeing.
Yes. And while I do at the end of the day, know that they agreed, I don't think that you sell 40% of your team if you are in a position of strength. Like if someone came and offered Greg Penner, hey, I know you paid $4.65 billion. I want to give you $2 billion for 40%. It's like, no, thank you.
No.
Because I'm in a position of strength. I don't need you. And this isn't like 8%. This isn't like a slice of the pie. This is almost half the pizza here. 40% is gargantuan.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think you do that because you are in a position of weakness. I know you're operating, but according to Forbes, you've been in the negative from your operating budget for 3 straight years, and you're meeting the moment. You're acknowledging that you're one of the have-nots right now in professional baseball. And so I don't think that you would you would not rent a room out in your house to me.
No, you're going to be outside.
Yeah, but if you were barely making the mortgage payment, you might consider it. And I think that that's the position that the Rockies found themselves in through the pandemic. The Rockies were deeply impacted by the COVID crisis and all this stuff, and the turnstile stopped spinning, and that's a huge part, obviously, of their income. And then this was happening at the same time as the regional TV networks are going away. That was a massive, massive deal for this organization, and whose deal wasn't huge anyway. I mean, we talked about the Dodgers earlier. Yeah. Guys, the Dodgers are getting a check from their television deal for $334 million a year. They signed a 25-year contract for over $8 billion.
Yeah.
Now, the Rockies didn't have that, not even close to it, but that TV money was important. So that's going away after you're absorbing the impact of COVID. And don't forget, shovels were already in the ground for McGregor Square, a massive real estate project.
So there was a lot of money that the Monforts were losing.
A lot.
That's a lot of money. if you're losing a lot of money, then you're going to have to need some help at some point. So maybe now with Mumford, it's like, okay, you have people saying that they mutually agreed and they are both on the same page. But what it looks like to me, it looks like Dick Mumford saying, dude, I need help.
Yeah.
Like financially, I'm not where I need to be because of everything going on. And Mumford loves his team. He loves his family. And you said it. You say it all the time. Like you've sat right next to Mumford.
I have.
You've partied on the rooftop with Mumford. Right, so you know how he is.
He cares deeply about the Rockies.
So why would he just give up 40%?
He wouldn't. No.
There you go. He wouldn't. I wouldn't. You wouldn't. If this is something that we want to keep in the family, why would I let ZB have 40% of it? That's doing a disservice to my family.
Correct.
It really is. I want them to have everything. So something went down. Dick Mumford may have got desperate and was like, man, I need your help. And I'm not saying he begged, but maybe they both were talking and stuff cordially and they got to know each other. All right, and you have Greg Penner, who has a lot of money, that has invested a lot of time into Denver in general, and he wanted to help out. And in the back of Greg's mind is saying, I'm not just doing it to help you out. This is going to help me out as well.
Sure.
And at some point, maybe our relationship grows and you give me the whole organization at some point, maybe.
Maybe. And it doesn't have to be like, hey, I and again, we're speculating. This is years down the road. And Patrick said, hey, I don't want to speculate that, but you could see maybe 10 years down the road, things change. By the way, this is how Dick Mumford got to be the majority of the majority owner, of the Rockies in the first place. He didn't buy the Rockies outright in 1993. He was a minority stakeholder. In fact, Dick Mumford did not become the majority owner of the team until 2005. That's more than 10 years after the Rockies came to Denver. So how did it happen? It's one little bite of the apple at a time. Oh, this person wants to sell their shares. I'll buy them from you. I'll buy them up. And then you look up and it's like, okay, now I own 51%, 10 years after I initially got involved. Like, could that be a scenario that happens with Greg Penner? Of course it could. Of course it could. And so, you would think that keeping the Rockies in the Mumford family would be a generational play, but we don't know. We don't know. There was some members of the Bolin family that wanted the Broncos to stay in the Bolin family. And then there was other members that said, just give me my slice and let me take my $300 million and go away.
Leave. Yeah.
And so we just don't know. But to think that this is definitively like the end of the investment in the Rockies, that would be naive.
No, this is just the beginning. And that's great for us fans because we know how Greg Penner is. We know Greg Penner wants excellence. We know that he wants to win. Greg Penner took on the Denver Broncos, who were a shell of themselves, and they didn't have a leader, decides to take it on. And look what the Denver Broncos look like now. Look where they are. They are a half away from the Super Bowl. So if Greg Penner invests his time in the Rockies at some point and says, look, I really want to be all in because my name's on it now.
Right.
My name's on it.
Right.
And I'm not going to sit here and have the Rockies lose 100 games every single year with my name on it. And that's why, for me, it's like at some point, I think Greg Penner, and I'm speculating, I don't know Greg, but I think we met him. I just don't know the man. I think in his head is like, I'm going to take over this at some point. I'm going to be the captain of the ship, and I'm going to not necessarily force my way, but I'm going to gradually just keep buying and buying and buying until it's all mine. And then I'm going to do what I'm doing with the Denver Broncos. I'm going to set it up for success. We're going to win World Series, just like for the Denver Broncos, our goal is to win a Super Bowl, and we're close to that.
It's not crazy.
It's not.
It's not.
It's a business move.
And again, like we're getting ahead of ourselves in terms of what's going to happen 10 years from now. And I know like a lot of people want to hear that, right? Because a lot of people don't think that Dick Mumford is the right man to lead the Rockies organization. Unfortunately, it's outside of anyone's control. But that doesn't mean that things can't change. That doesn't mean in 10 years the Mumfords sell the majority stake to Greg and Kerry Penner, but they still have 20% and a passive income for their families the rest of their life and a suite forever at Coors Field. Like all that could be true. So we'll see. But this is a huge deal. And in this article from the Denver Post, it says that Penner's investment will help the Rockies become a bigger player in baseball's current uneven financial landscape, in which big market teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees outspend mid-market teams like the Rockies. And it says, according to the Rockies, the Penner's investment allows the franchise to retire all outstanding debt and provides additional capital for the team. So, I don't know exactly what their debts were.
Zero debt, man. That sounds good.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing, right? That's a lot of people's dream, including myself, right? Financial freedom, zero debt. And I would imagine a portion of that debt had to do with McGregor Square and just the financial, taking on that was from a construction standpoint and a real estate standpoint. But it provides hope that, from this line in the Post that Penner's investment will help the Rockies become a bigger player in baseball's current uneven financial landscape. Right now, the payroll is in the bottom third of the league. At one point, it was near the top 10 when they were paying Nolan Arenado and Charlie Blackmon and all these guys, paying $100 million for a bullpen and all this stuff in 2017. But it gives hope that, yes, the Rockies are a competent operation right now for the first time in years, but there could be some new players that they otherwise wouldn't be able to afford coming into town.
Players. Let's face it, we like a big name player. I joke around with my father-in-law. He's a huge Dodgers fan, and I'm just messing around with him now because it's like, oh, now look at us. We're not the poor little Rockies. We can afford whoever we want. Maybe we'll go out there and get Ohtani. Maybe we'll go out there. I know. He pissed him off too. It's like, now we can buy him. How do you like them apples? So it's just like, it's the luxury that if there's a player out there that you really want, all right, a pitcher out there that you really want that can change this organization in the future, you can go out there and get it because you have the money too. Now, you have to be smart.
Yeah.
And Greg Penner's all about being smart, but you have that luxury like the Dodgers, all right, like some of these big time teams that can pay for these players and have a farm system on top of that like the Dodgers love to do.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
And, it's interesting.
Buy out Ohtani's contract, man.
Well, it's not getting paid till 2090.
We can defer contracts too now.
So, but it's also interesting because Mike Kliss said something interesting earlier today. He said, Greg Penner likes the setup of the NFL.
Yeah.
Where there's a salary cap. And teams like Green Bay are able to compete and surpass the New York Giants as an organization because there's that rigid structure financially in place. Well, we're fixing to have a lockout here pretty soon. And the lockout, there's speculation, it could go all year. And I pray that doesn't happen because we've seen sports, baseball included, lose incredible momentum as a sport due to a lockout. And so hopefully that does not happen. But maybe Greg Penner is envisioning that is the future of this sport. There will be a salary cap, and we will be on a level playing field like the Yankees. And when you do that, teams like the Rockies have a better chance to have success. And your 40%, what you bought in at, may be a whole lot different in 10 years.
No, for sure.
And obviously, he's not making a donation. This is an investment.
Yeah, this is an investment.
For a return.
So you're hoping something good comes out of it. But I'll tell you this, man, those players are not budging. Those players do not want a salary cap. Hell, I wouldn't want a salary cap if I was them. I'm getting paid everything.
Well, they're going to want their paychecks. And the owners have more money than the players.
No, for sure. But guess what? The owners still need the players. Or there's no baseball. There's no money coming in. And now for Greg Penner, now the investment's just there.
They need each other.
That's true.
And here's the other thing.
That is true.
Here's the other thing. Let's say, and we are going way far ahead here, but screw it. It's Friday.
Let's say 2060.
Well, I'm saying, say the owners don't, so an owner like Dick Monfort doesn't get what he wants, and there is no salary cap. But now Greg Penner's a part of the Rockies, and there's no salary cap. And you have the wealthiest owner in all of the NFL who's so wealthy, that his net worth, the gap between he and number two, the gap is greater than number two, Dave Tepper in Carolina, is actually worth. And it's such a powerful statement. So if he becomes addicted to winning, the way that I feel like he's already got the bug with the Denver Broncos, but you're living within the financial construct of that sport, and now you're a part of a sport that you can potentially get addicted to winning, and you own 40%, and let's say, I don't know, in a handful of years, it's 51%, 8, 10, 12 years from now, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're the richest owner in Major League Baseball with no salary cap? I mean,
the ball's in your court now.
Yeah. And so again, we're just having fun and just taking our telescope and looking way out into the future.
For sure, because I was one. Other than like as a player, I wouldn't want the salary cap. I'm looking at it as a player, but as like a fan and making it even, because I'm tired of seeing the Dodgers win all the time. I want a salary cap. I wanted a salary cap until Greg Penner decided that he wanted to buy 40%, because now we get to be the Dodgers. We get to be on the other side of that and spend a little bit more. And you know what, Z? That's not my money. It's not your money. It's Greg Penner's money. So spend away, buddy. Just make sure you bring the right guys in here that you're spending money on so we can win a lot of baseball games.
Well, I'll say this too, and there's no way of knowing, but all this change, getting the Dodgers assistant GM to come here, Paul DePodesta coming here, and I don't know how highly Paul is currently thought of in the baseball world, so I don't want to get over my skis with this, but here's what I'll tell you: Sean Payton does not take the Broncos job unless he knows that there was going to be new ownership and it was going to be these owners.
And he stated it. He said it before.
He did.
About ownership.
Yep, he did. And I think that all this change, the most dramatic change in the history of the franchise, of the Rockies franchise, I don't think it's an accident that this is happening within the same 11th month span. And obviously the Rockies had a terrible season a year ago. Dramatic change was required, all right? But at the same time, I believe that these new hires knew that change was coming. I think that a part of this transaction, this monster transaction, came with the understanding that change was going to be coming. Because what I don't think happened is, hey, the Rockies lost, a record number of games. We need your 40%, and also we're not changing anything.
No.
Because if and you can say you're not involved in day-to-day activities, which I don't believe that they are, but if you want to go out to dinner and buy a meal for $100, but you only have 60 of it, and I can provide the other 40,
we're just gonna run.
You might be able to pick the main entree,
yep,
but I get a vote on the sides. I'm paying for 40% of this thing. We're gonna eat it together. So it's one of these things where
and Dick Mumford too, he steps away, and everybody's like, all of a sudden now, why are you stepping away, or why are you stepping back? Well, it's because he's been talking to Greg Penner. Greg Penner was going to be a part of this.
Maybe so. I really don't know. Again, it was so disastrous a year ago that organic change had to happen anyway.
Yes.
But they went and had the most dramatic change. Like this organization has been as resistant to go outside the walls of 20th and Blake as any team in American pro sports. And then you just flip it, and it's the most dramatic change ever. At every level of the franchise, from the guy who's running the entire baseball operation, the owner taking a step back, new president, new GM, new skipper, new third base coach. I mean, everything about this has changed, and I just don't know if it's a total accident. That this is all happening at the same time. So, man, crazy story. Crazy story.
Colorado sports, man. It's just been fun. Fun. That's all we do is have fun.
All right, we'll hit the pause button on this story. There was other incredible stuff happening in Denver sports. And this is a part of it. This is a golden age of Colorado sports. And the only team on the outside looking in really was the Rockies. But let's take a look at the inside of this golden era, and we'll do that next.
An anonymous NFL executive threw a little shade at Jalen Waddle, questioning his toughness, wondering if he can handle the grind when things get physical. And if you're the Broncos, do you have to ask yourself, is that a real red flag or just smoke from someone trying to stir the pot? Because talent isn't the question, but durability and edge could be.
A unnamed executive, the old anonymous NFL executive, said this about Jalen Waddle, quote, "Take your shot, but you better know some of the flaws. Availability is a concern, and he doesn't exactly exude toughness. Maybe your culture changes that. He opens things up, and he's in his prime."
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here. Are you considering GLP-1 injections for weight loss? Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medication long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight regain is common. And here's something most people don't realize. Research shows a significant portion of weight loss can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping weight off even harder. At Colorado Fat Loss, they take a different approach. Their doctor-developed program helps men and women lose 20 to 40 pounds in just 60 days safely and naturally. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, they use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help your body burn fat, not muscle. Right now, you can schedule a free phone consultation to see if the program is right for you. Go to ColoradoFatLoss.com. That's ColoradoFatLoss.com.
Results may vary.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Pepsi at King Soopers 6412 South Parker Road in Aurora. Now until 6 p.m. Stop by for your chance to win tickets to tonight's Nuggets game and sample Gatorade's lower sugar line. Don't miss it.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
The cost of living isn't just high, it's exhausting. If you've been leaning on credit cards lately just to cover the basics like groceries, gas, and utility bills, you're essentially paying a survival tax of 20% interest or more. Why keep handing your hard-earned paycheck to the big banks when you could keep it for your family? My friends at American Financing have a better way. They're helping homeowners tap into their equity to pay off high-interest debt with mortgage rates currently in the 5s. On average, American Financing is saving their customers $800 a month. That's nearly $10,000 a year back in your pocket. It's not just a loan, it's a total financial reset. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. Here's the kicker. Start today and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect
permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at ColoradoRLE.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. ColoradoRLE.com.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tomorrow on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces St. John's with pregame starting at 11:30 on ESPN Denver 1600. CSU football spring games starting at noon. And on the Fan, DU hockey skates with Wisconsin in the national championship with pregame starting at 3. Then Sunday on the Fan, baseball action continues as Cleveland faces Atlanta.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach Bai and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 of one of the most unique shows of the year. And there's not many shows that just one topic dominates our coverage.
Not usually, man.
And there's awesome stuff going on in Colorado sports right now. Awesome stuff. And I want to talk about the Nuggets here because there's a development happening here for tonight's game against the Thunder. I'll share that with you in just a minute. But Nathan McKinnon last night scores a career-high 50-second goal. If you didn't see how he scored it, YouTube it. It's hilarious. Just like one of the silliest goals you'll ever see into an empty net. You have the Avs locking up the President's Trophy.
Yep.
Best regular season record in the league.
Some bonuses coming out to those guys.
Yep. Some bonuses coming to them financially.
Oh.
Yep. You have, how about the Pioneers, the Pios last night in the Frozen Four?
That was fun to watch.
Are you kidding me? I mean, that was nuts. Kent Anderson scored from the slot at 7:25 of the second overtime, a 4-3 victory over Michigan in the Frozen Four, and keep the hope alive of winning a national championship, which would be their third in 5 years. Shout out Johnny Hicks, the freshman goaltender that we brought up probably 2-3 weeks ago.
Man, 49 saves.
It's
As
remarkable.
a freshman.
It's insane. It's insane. So you have that going on. It's just, you got the Nuggets trying to go for the 3 seed, we thought, all right, but then when this, and we'll get to that in just a second, but then this story dropped with a hybrid ownership group between the Broncos and the Rockies. Like, what? I would laugh. People would say, Greg Penner should buy the Rockies. I said, stop. They're never, stop. And here we are. It's like me saying, they're never going to trade Vele. Zach, they've just traded Vele for a 4th-round pick.
Heads up, Vele's out of here. All right, let me take that back.
Oh my gosh!
It's been a crazy day, wacky day, but actually it's been a great day for Denver fans. All right, for Rocky fans, Rockies out there. For the fans, it's like there's more hope. We were optimistic about this year just because, hey, we're going to be where our feet are. They're more competent, they're competitive, but then all of a sudden a curveball comes our way. And Mr. Greg Penner and Mrs. Carrie Penner decide that they want to go in on the organization, and now they're to have 40% of the Colorado Rockies, which is insane to think.
Crazy. Spring games this weekend for CSU.
Do you believe?
Someone's got to be pulling my leg, but can you check on this? And I shouldn't even say this over the air, but someone on the RamosLaw.com text line saying CSU and CU agreed to play one another again. Did you guys see any of that, or are they just totally pulling my leg?
They have to be, because I don't think NCAA would even allow that.
Guys, it's in basketball. that
in hoops. The Rocky Mountain Shootout in hoops. Okay,
They extended that, not in football. It has nothing to do with that.
Which is a shame. That it's just flat out a shame.
Well, because Deion mentioned the other day he wants to do it in a spring game.
Right.
He wants to have a spring game where they play each other, which would be awesome.
Yeah. I can't believe the principals involved let the football game go away. It's
it was
such
an
a
easy
shame.
win for the Buffs, right? Sucks to be a CSU round.
Oh, man. Jim Moore is going to have a little something to say about that.
Ooh, I'm shaking in my boots.
You should be. You should be. Just wait. But I got to pass along the news here that we just got a few minutes ago. So we found out yesterday that the Oklahoma City Thunder were going to shut down everyone.
Yep.
I mean, everyone.
Even the coach.
Even the coach. SGA out. Chet Holmgren out. Isaiah Hartenstein out. Alex Caruso out. Jalen Williams out. AJ Mitchell out. Cason Wallace out. Isaiah Joe, like the entire roster they shut down. So,
but the two-way player is going to be playing tonight.
There will be. But I came into the day saying, I think the Denver Nuggets want to keep the 3 seed. And if you want to keep the 3 seed, you have to win. You have to win. And so then we just get the news a handful of minutes ago that the Denver Nuggets are shutting their guys down as well. So this game tonight, the Nuggets don't care if they win or lose. And that means that they're not married to the idea of the 3 seed. And they could be a 4 seed. There's potential, guys, that they could still be the 5th seed here in the NBA postseason.
So we're talking about the Denver Nuggets right now, and David Adelman, the Denver Nuggets, they value health, making sure that their guys are ready to go come postseason. That's what it looks like, Z.
Well, or they like their first round matchup better, and they don't want to play the Timberwolves, who are locked in at the 6th seed. So if you went for the 3rd seed, got it. You have Minnesota in the first round, and that would likely mean your path to the NBA Finals would be one of the toughest in the history of the sport, with Minnesota in the first round, the San Antonio Spurs in the second round, and the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals.
Ooh, that's a tough.
No doubt.
That's a tough path to go through.
So let's just talk about the construct here of the Western Conference. If the Thunder lose tonight, Denver clinches at least the 4 seed. So there's no possibility of the 5th seed. And they move within 1 game of locking up the 3rd seed. If Denver gets the 3rd seed, the Nuggets land on San Antonio's side of the bracket. If the Nuggets slip to the 4th seed, they're on Oklahoma City's side of the bracket, and they'll play the Thunder in the second round should they advance out of the first round. The 3 seed means home court in the first round.
Yep, what you want. You want that.
An opening series against Minnesota, which I just mentioned, and that potential second round matchup with the Spurs. If they go to the 4 seed, which they seem to be open to by their actions, shutting down their guys tonight, the 4 seed means Houston in round number 1 and a collision with the Thunder in round number 2. And so I think what they're doing here is they're prioritizing their first round matchup. And I said to you 2-3 weeks ago that I talked to a source inside the organization that said the entire locker room wants to play Houston. Now, you could have deduced that for yourself, maybe not. But they are prioritizing their first round matchup. That would be my guess, and saying, you want to know what? We're going to have to play the Thunder eventually. Maybe we'll be a little bit healthier in the second round than we would be in the Western Finals. I don't know the back end of that thought process and if that's real. But
I don't know if I'd like that process, that thought process. That is, like I rather see the Thunder Western Conference Finals, right? I'd rather see them during that time.
I think me too.
Where you can just build up. Hopefully everybody's healthy at a time. Payton Watson, you build some momentum just because you've been banged up all year. This is honestly the first time where almost a month straight, or even a month straight, where the starting 5 have been able to gel together. And you're telling me now, if you get beat tonight, and let's just say you lock up that 4 seed, yes, you play Houston, which you should be able to beat, right? You should be able to beat them not in a 7-game series, but hopefully.
And they're playing well. They've won 8 in a row last time I checked.
So it's not a birthright that they're going to win that series, but you hope that they do. And then all of a sudden you turn around and you play the Thunder. You haven't been able to beat the Thunder all year. Even when the Thunder have been down a bunch of their studs, you still haven't been able to beat them if you're the Denver Nuggets. And now you're going to do it in round 2? I don't know, man. I just prolong it a little bit longer so you can build up that momentum so that you're ready to go when it matters the most.
And they have to stay healthy through the course of the NBA playoffs. Jalen Williams has missed most of the year. Their second best player, all NBA player. Look, there's no perfect recipe. You're going to have to unlock greatness to go win a championship. Can they do it? It doesn't seem like they're too worried about the seed. So could they be the first non-top 3 seed since 1995 to go win the championship? That's now the task. If they end up in a 4th or maybe even a 5th seed. So, but that's how far back you have to go. You guys have heard me say it. You have to go back over 30 years from the last time that a non-top 3 seed went and won the NBA championship. And it seems like with their actions, they're potentially going to be trying that, as they're kind of punting on tonight's game. Okay, shifting gears here. All right, the Rockies, who are back in action shortly, gave us a bit of a conflicting feeling last night, and I want to talk about it next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let him know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Imagine a world where you can leave the house and take your Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer game streaming the other game in 4K. Just like that, in the airport, download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like the places where you wanted to be? That's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates of 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes, fees, extra after promotion. Regular rates apply.
303 Law 4040. Want to share one of the best compliments we've ever received. Had a listener call in to 303 Law 4040. His name was Peter. His wife was viciously attacked in a dog bite incident. So we set up a time to have him come in, and I met with him at length while his wife was recovering at the hospital. A couple days later, my wife recognized the number. She had spoken to Peter before. So when the phone call came in, she said, "Peter!" It was actually Peter's wife. She said, "How did you know?" She said, "Well, we love our clients." She was just surprised that we recognized the number. We had her come in, we met with her, and she says, "You know, I feel like we're your only clients. It's really awesome." We're not your only clients, are we? No, they're not our only clients, but what a compliment that our clients feel valued and that we treat them with such a high level of service. If you ever need us, that's the type of service you will get too. It's Jacob's Law, 303-LAW-4040. That's 303-LAW-4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it.
Where will you find her perfect engagement ring?
There's only one fine jeweler in Denver with all the world's top bridal designers. I'm Dylan Williams.
And I'm Shayna Williams from Williams Jewelers. Only here in our Bridal Design Gallery will you find Gabriel & Company, A. Jaffe, Hearts on Fire, and the legendary Tertiary.
Thousands of diamond engagement rings from every style and every price range.
If it's on her Pinterest page, it's here.
Add to that our famous Williams Jewelers Diamond Bar with almost every size, shape, and price range diamond.
And our expert diamond professionals will help you put it all together perfectly.
At the guaranteed best price in Colorado. We even have flexible payment terms for qualified buyers, so you can do this today.
That's why more couples say, will you, with Williams.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. In a world where dealerships come and go, one name has stood the test of time. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet, proudly serving Colorado since 1987 as the longest owned Chevy dealer in the state. From a huge selection of new Chevys to quality pre-owned vehicles, plus a team committed to treating you right, it's no wonder generations of Colorado drivers keep coming back. To see all the specials, visit BozarthAuto.com today. Again, that's BozarthAuto.com. Bozarth and Celebration Chevrolet. Experience you trust, service you deserve since 1987.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is hoop. H-O-O-P. Text hoop to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's hoop to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and
Final segment on a Friday. We had a Rockies game last night that I felt conflicted, man, because to be honest, and we're going to get to our final trivia question here in a second. You know, we said, hey, it's not about the wins and losses this year. Be competent, be competitive. That's exactly what they gave us. But nearly at midnight, it still felt like I got punched in the stomach and bothered by the loss.
See, you're not lying, man. I know. I'm like, be where your feet are, and it's all about the youth movement. Bull crap. When they got in that game, I wanted them to win so bad. I wanted the Colorado Rockies to have 5 wins in a row under their belt. And when you're sitting there, like you said, and it's the 12th inning, and you're like, dude, this is like somebody has to win. And the Rockies have an opportunity multiple times.
Oh, they kept on taking the lead.
Yes. And you don't pull through. I was angry. I was a little upset. I'm not going to lie about it. I was mad. I was pouting.
All right. Well, hopefully they can try to redeem themselves this evening. Dante, you got that trivia question locked and loaded? All right. Go ahead and hit that music.
And for your curveball question, name the year. Star Wars, The Force Awakens was the #1 movie. Uptown Funk was the #1 song. The social media debate over the dress went viral. And the first Apple Watch was released. Name the year.
Wow. God, I remember that dress. Was it blue or gold? Yeah. Something like that?
Yeah.
Well, it was either gold and white or black and blue.
Okay.
Was that like 2014?
Oh, later than that.
Well,
I was thinking 2012.
I had 14 written down on my paper.
Really?
Here.
I thought it was.
I'm pretty sure I was in high school. And I went to high school 2012 to 2016.
Gosh, I thought I was here when that was going. Was there another one that's like, what do you hear?
Yes.
Was
Yeah,
it Laurel?
Lori and Gannell.
Yeah.
Yes. God almighty. We're so stupid as people.
Everybody was going
The
crazy
way we
about
fill
it.
our time.
I still don't believe people that saw black and blue on the dress.
All
I
right.
think I saw black and blue. So what are you telling
Exactly. I don't believe you.
me? Touche.
Gosh.
I think 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I
right?
think it's a little bit after 14.
You think it's like 15?
The first Apple Watch, Uptown Funk, say 16.
You say 16? I say 15.
15?
I liked 14.
14?
I think I like 14 as well, because
Like
initially I
14.
went like 2012, and that might be a little too far back.
All right, so
Compromise, do 15?
Yeah, we might need
Phil,
to.
you said 15?
Yeah, 15. But I can go with 14 because it's around that time. I definitely remember it. I was in
Well,
college.
If we have two 14s, this is what we do, right? The majority rules. I said 16. He said 15. You guys both agreed 2014. Let's go with 2014. Final answer. Send it in.
Answer 2015.
Oh,
God.
you believe me now, huh? Huh, DG?
Well, I think you said 14 too.
No, he said 15.
He did say 15.
Don't you dare disrespect me.
Yeah.
I might have to pull out the logger, Phil.
And he saw a black and blue dress and he said 15. God darn it. All right, so what does that make
2
us?
2, I think.
2 and 2.
yeah.
We didn't have Alex. Did Dante purposely freeze him out again?
I think so.
I don't understand how these
I think
accusations.
so.
I don't know.
I'm going to sue you, Zach, for whatever.
Defamation.
Libel.
Yeah, slander, all that.
Slander.
I feel like-
Slander is spoken.
I feel like you can sue anybody for anything nowadays. You just sue them.
Zebu, go head to head. I got Dan Jacobs. You got Dr. Ramos.
I like my chances.
I'm going to tell Dan you said that.
You can tell him. You can tell him to lose the Steamboat Spring condo. All right. Great stuff. Really fun week, man. Really fun week. Covered a lot of ground. Finished it in a way that we couldn't have imagined. But we appreciate you guys rocking with us this week. Have a great weekend. Be kind to one another out there, and we'll be back on Monday at 2 o'clock right here on The Drive. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Every team's got a tell, and for the Rockies, it's Kyle Freeland. He's the canary in the coal mine. When he's sharp, when he's dealing, when he's got that edge, the Rockies suddenly look alive. But when he's off,
Way out of here!
you feel the whole thing wobble. If Kyle's good, the Rockies are good. It's that simple.
Kyle Freeland is essentially a canary in the coal mine with the Rockies. Like, how are the Rockies doing? That canary's still alive. We're good. We're good enough. You know what I mean? So, yes, I think that Freeland is a bit of the canary in the coal mine there. And when you get quality pitching, hey, this Rocks team can win a little bit more.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Lowest rate for life. It's our trademarked and most innovative product in the entire mortgage industry. Lock in your savings today, and if rates fall in the future, even as little as 0.5%, we will redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. Always have the best rate and maximize your savings. It's only at U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all. 303 low rate. That's 303 low rate, or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
IRS notices piling up already this year? Now's the best time to take control before penalties snowball. Advanced Tax Solutions has helped thousands resolve IRS problems fast. Get ahead of an IRS problem by talking to the team I trust at Advanced Tax Solutions now.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to the fellas. If you've been wandering around the house lately wondering why you're tired, foggy, unmotivated, and somehow gaining weight, even though your diet's not that bad, all right, you might be dealing with low T. A lot of guys just blame it on getting older, but let's be honest, you shouldn't feel like you need a nap after tying your damn shoes. And if your workouts feel more like warm-ups, your sleep is trash, all right, maybe your sex drive's gone missing, it might be time to get checked. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they use advanced medical strategies, TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more to help you get your energy back, improve sleep, boost your workouts, shed pounds, all right? Your appointment is only $99. That includes a medical consult, plus a T and PSA test. And if you start treatment that day, your visit's free. They have 5 locations to serve you in Colorado. They've been here for nearly a decade. So call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at